Oh, today. Hello, everyone. Hello, Ratman. Hello, Potato. Each. Hello, everyone. I hope you all are having a wonderful Wednesday. Wonderful. Jay, try and talk. Take two. I hope you all are having a wonderful Wednesday and a wonderful week so far. Thank you. I did. Rat almost forgot you.
My character's flashing. That's it.
Yeah, Discord is muted on OBS for some reason.
There we go.
Wow,
Jay
silencing us. He's censoring us.
Hey, Rat, how you doing?
This is not a democracy. This is a dictatorship.
Such an evil fucking bun.
This is a dictatorship, and I
roll with an iron dick. I didn't forget I was writing before I could see him.
It really puts the dick in dictator.
Hey,
Mocha,
I have an idea.
Oh man, it's almost as if I've fucking done it before.
We're gonna get demonetized. You can't say that.
No, man, I got a better idea. Hey, gang, let's sing a song. 3 million bottles of beer on the wall.
Oh, don't you
3
fucking
million bottles
start.
of beer. Take one down, pass it around. 2,999,999 bottles of beer on the wall.
Oh my gosh.
I
So
wonder if
today's a good day because as you may or may not know, Mocha has gotten both me and Chozo into Division, both 1 and 2.
Addicted to, he means to say.
obsessed even.
I'll be back later. Okay,
Obsessed.
Ratman. And we have hello, fool.
Hey, fool, what's
we
up?
have discovered that there is going to be a tabletop game, like role-playing game, of the Division, and I fuck with tabletop games, and I have been.
Dummy's saying this is a new issue.
Well, so the the models. What do you mean? So, God damn it, fool.
I'd love some of that TV. Whoa.
Okay.
Fool and Potato get a little after dark on us already.
All right. Let's the cardboard actually. Okay.
They're pulling a robot chicken.
The point that I'm trying to get to is that we have the quick start guide that runs through the rules and everything, how the system works, and I've already read through them, but I want to talk with these two goobers. I know Chozo may not care as much because he's not a big tabletop guy, but I know Mocha likes them a lot. So I just need to.
I'll definitely get into this one either way because it looks interesting. And it's a franchise that I am familiar with.
It's Decision.
I meant
Quite
playing the
familiar
board
with
game, not Jay.
Quite familiar with, he says, fucking grinding Div 1 until he got all the fucking classified gear.
And look, am I saying that I may or may not, between both Div 1 and Div 2, be 1,000 hours in ever since the month of August last year? Maybe, maybe not.
He has grinded the
game.
games.
The fifth on that.
He's grinded the game so much. He
I played
literally,
the fifth and a half.
literally has nothing else to do in that game. He's done everything you can possibly do.
No, that's not true.
Almost.
Okay. I thought you got like all the.
I still have to get the last 2 of the Division shields. I have to do that one last mission on Legendary, and then I have to get all of the survival goals for the other shield. And then only other thing I can think of aside from that is doing the Clear Sky Incursion, which the only reason I haven't done that one is because it was not tied to any of the global events for some weird reason. But yes, every global event, specifically every commendation for the global events I have completed. I've done pretty much all there is to do. I've even, while I was trying to farm for this one classified piece of gear, and I bet these two goobers know exactly what piece that was. I was like, hey, I'll farm for it in the Dark Zone. I'll go to Dark Zone at 9.
Gloves be like.
You're right, we still have to get you those. But I was
No,
like,
I still got him.
oh shit.
No, I got him.
That's good. But yeah.
Yeah.
So I farmed so much in the Dark Zone for the Nomad Mask, the classified one. That funny story. I didn't find it initially. Someone else got it from a supply drop in the Dark Zone and shared it with me. And then like not even a week later, while I was doing a boss run to get some GE credits, a boss dropped it for me because of course. But I did so much farming in the Dark Zone for that one piece of classified gear that I got my Dark Zone level up to 99. That being said, I have hardly touched the Dark Zone in Div 2 because I don't really feel there's a reason to, except maybe to farm for system corruption, but I can just get that from legacy caches. So yeah, not
Jay, I'm gonna warn you right now. Your name is actually gonna be visible on the bottom left of each page.
Oop.
Like I just now saw it.
Next.
Oh, sure enough, it's also got your order number. Must be a watermark.
I'm not. Maybe.
I wonder if you can actually edit that out. Oh shit, I think you can. Oh well, you can strike through it.
That don't do shit.
No, it does not. There's probably a redacting tool. There is a highlighter, which I think you can change the color.
There's a draw. There's a draw tool.
Yeah. Okay. I have to go through
I would
every
say,
single freaking thing because I didn't even realize that was the thing until right.
Yeah, I just saw it, so I was like, I'd say if you have the draw tool, you can just sort of draw over each page and then show it again.
What TTRPGs do you have the most experience? I believe for both of them, that would easily be Dungeons and Dragons.
D&D 5e,
Yeah. D&D is the one that I've had the most experience with. I've also played some Pathfinder. I played a little bit of Vampire the Masquerade as well as Call of Cthulhu, but it has been a hot minute since I've played those.
Yeah, I have some experience in basic fantasy, like a couple sessions of Pathfinder, but D&D 5e is just kind of my B&B.
It is for every fucking page. Great. Oh, well, that's easy enough. Okay.
So very little in modern settings. Yeah, I was considering running something more modern, but it was going to be heavily homebrewed to hell.
Right. I honestly randomly stumbled across this because I got presented with the article like just randomly out of nowhere. It was like one of those random Google things that you get. And most of the time the random ones that you get recommended are just like nothing at all like what the article says that they're going to be. I was reading through it, I was like, oh shit, this is actually legit. But while I'm doing this, we can at least get the basics. So this, from what I've read, this is a D10 system, so like it only uses one dice. I haven't seen any other mention of any other dice at all being used in this game. And what's kind of interesting about the system and how they do it is that you have a pool of what they call resolution die, and the operator, who's like the GM essentially, will say, okay, the DC that you have is going to be 8. So what you do is, depending on things like your skills or any traits that you have, you get anywhere from 1 to 5 die that you can roll. And instead of like you rolling them and then adding them up, you get to choose which die ultimately affects the result. Kind of like Advantage, kind of. It you are incentivized to try to do, to try to do like some things. So like, the medic is obviously going to be the one to try to do the medical check skills and things like that. Now there is a couple, they only make an instance of like one example. It's like where you wouldn't want to automatically choose the highest number, and that's for, we'll get into that a little bit later. But I assume there's going to be more down the road. Because my first thought when I was reading the system, I was like, why would you not just use the highest number every single time? I don't know why they do this watermark. Now, Mocha, I'm curious. When you were reading it, were you reading it more from the mindset of a GM, or were you reading it more through the mindset of a player?
I'm probably gonna be reading it through more as a prospective GM than a player.
Okay.
Bear in mind, I have very little experience when it comes to GMing. I have done a little bit of it, and from what I was told, I'm decent at it. But I am not groundbreaking. I am no Matt Mercer.
Yeah, I don't think any of us are. Don't worry.
Yeah. Just tell me what page we're starting at.
Hold on.
Because I will tell you right now, I only just got the PDF recently.
Mm-hmm.
Because I just got home a bit ago and I was super fucking eepy. So I had to nap for a bit.
I hear that.
I am eepy and I want to dead.
As soon as I finish getting through all of this,
I'm just gonna not no you're not. Get the fuck out.
Let me guess, a bot.
Yeah, a bot.
All American souvenir. More like
souvenir, yeah.
Or like all American reject.
I'll keep you my dirty little secret.
Ew.
Okay.
Don't tell me one, or you might be another regret.
Hang on, let me report this. Bot.
I think every single person I've ever banned has been a bot. Google Docky.
Docky milk.
Okay. So what?
Taylor says, or me.
No, that's true. That's true. Okay. The only people I've intentionally banned were bots.
I've had to time out quite a few viewers, but that's because they redeemed timeout like the fucking gremlins they are.
So when you do that, does it time out like them, or can you just like, hey, I want to time out this random person?
I need to time them out, but I'm gonna talk to Barista Box and see if they can just do it in my stead.
Nice. Okay. So, one thing I was honestly kind of surprised with is how much I was honestly kind of surprised how
Dummy, I'm sorry, you're just so bannable. What can we say, huh?
Damn. One thing I was honestly kind of surprised at is that they go into a decent amount of lore for it seemed like they focused more on Div 1, but they also kind of give some background on like factions for Div 2.
Hang on. What is Chris?
It is
I saw it.
It is the system that they're using. That's what they're calling.
Yeah, well, yeah, no shit. I mean, like, I was gonna search and see.
Oh. I think it stands for like gather,
hold up,
roll. I don't know. They say it in the thing. It's like gather.
There is no official one, so this is a first, apparently.
Yeah, I think this is a system that they designed.
Stages of grief. Oh, okay. Wait, no.
Submissive and ban. Oh my god. Can you share a screen? I'm going to here in a moment. I just had to go through and mark out my name of every single freaking page.
It's in every page.
Yeah.
And it's like 84 pages.
So I'm just running through real quick to make sure I didn't miss my name.
I won't lie. I do kind of like how your name is on the page.
Mm-hmm.
But as a streamer, it is a pain in the ass.
Yeah, that VOD's getting deleted later.
You're you're welcome.
Yeah, so just one of you remind me to deal with the VOD like right after.
Or are you just deleting it?
I'm just gonna delete it. Yeah.
You're not gonna like cut it?
Well.
I guess it doesn't really matter. I guess
yeah.
you can just delete it and not have it be such an issue.
Hey Jay. Yeah. Oh, thanks, guys. Okay, I think I got. Yeah, I got all of them. I don't know what I'd do without you guys. Thanks, Potato. Thanks, Fool. Okay.
Wow, no thanks for me. What a shame.
You make Coffee Dog cry.
I sound like a chair that's just being pushed and it's very squeaky.
On a hardwood floor.
Okay, now that I have double checked, who is drifting right now?
I'm multi-track drifting, bitch. Okay, using a kettle.
Okay.
Coffee Dog.
No, that's me
kettle.
if I laugh. If I cry, I'm just moving a really squeaky chair.
Oh yeah, especially the laugh that he had when he juked the witch in that one
Oh
stream.
Oh my god, yeah, I remember that. It's so. How could I forget?
The same one where the game crashed on me twice simply because I took painkillers.
It's because you shouldn't do drugs. Okay.
Good.
Plugging my PC back in. Wish me luck. Good luck.
Did you actually close it up properly?
You guys are gonna go. Okay, you guys are right behind me. Shit.
I think I'm just gonna make another core strength and have this one be what's the fucking word? Core strength tardigrade. Tardigrade, fuck.
Tardigrar.
Tardigrade.
Tartar sauce.
Deported your fellow dads.
Oh. Oh.
Hanging on his antlers. Oh, yeah.
I'm in his ear.
His antler is poking me in the gut.
I think he stabbed you. I think you've been what the fuck is it? What is it that I don't remember what the fuck Olaf, not Olaf, the fucking snowman said in Frozen.
Yeah, that's
Olaf. Impaled.
Or no,
Oh,
Hans. That's right, Hans is the snowman.
No, Hans is not the snowman.
Oh no, it is Olaf.
Yeah, Hans is the pretty boy.
That's right. Well, first when you said it's not Hans, I was like, well, shit, who else could it be? Because I could have swore up and down it was. And I was like, oh, it was Hans. And I'm like, wait, no, it actually is Olaf.
Fucking Germans.
There we go.
Me, who's part German. All right.
All right. So
I can tell you right now, the cover actually looks kind of badass.
it really does.
I agree.
Like this does fit Division vibes.
Yeah. Speaking of Division, just want to do a quick. I don't know anything about Resurgence. The only thing that makes me mad about Resurgence is the fact that a mobile game is the thing that gets to be the first division. What, or the first round division, the first wave, what the fuck ever they're called.
It's the prequel to Division 1.
Yeah, and like I don't want to have to play a fucking mobile game. to know what happened before Div 1. I don't want to fucking know.
So just for shiggles, I actually did decide to try and get Resurgence. I tried to get it on my work phone. It's not available to get on my work phone, so I'm like, well, shit. I can't do it on my iPhone because it's a 6S. It's old as fuck.
Damn.
So that ain't gonna run it. So I thought, okay, well, what if I just decide to what's the word? Emulate?
Emulator, yeah.
Yeah. So I got BlueStacks and I tried to get up and running. Game fucking crashes every single time. Every fucking time.
There is another. I have to look at Frey's server because she mentioned it. There's another Android emulator out there that she said she uses because BlueStacks is awful. I'll have to find it and give you the name of it.
I can just look real quick.
11-year-old phone. Jeez.
To be fair, I've had that phone ever since I graduated high school.
Damn.
I feel old saying that, but that is the truth.
It's called Mumu. MUMU.
MU. Okay.
But yeah.
I'll download that in the background.
But yeah, this thing goes this cover goes hard. I love it.
Oh, absolutely.
I will provide the link in the group chat on Discord.
All I'm wondering though is like, why British?
I think it's meant to, because like this whole thing, like they give, I think it's supposed to represent Div 1. I don't know. This whole thing, like they want to incorporate bits of Div 2 in there, but they clearly want to focus on Div 1 because they spend a lot of time focusing on New York and the green poison and all of this.
Division 2 also had green poison.
That's true, but like it doesn't focus on it as much as what Div 1 did.
It focuses more on the aftermath of it than
and it
else.
also kind of takes a back seat to the poison in that game, which was DC
because there's
62.
Eclipse now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, DC 62 and Eclipse. And DC 62 was actually created to combat green poison, but
it's an even worse version of green poison.
Right, because it was exposed to like I think it's low temperatures or certain temperatures. It actually transforms it from a poison like combating
from a neutralizer
to a poison itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, what's interesting about this is I thought that this is originally something that Ubisoft was just kind of like, oh, hey, people love tabletop games, right? We can totally do this. And I thought this was a cash grab that Ubisoft was doing. No, it turns out actually that the Arcane Asylum, who are a bunch of, actually, they were originally French publishers who did a lot of.
It's we're getting a little bit of the same thing here because Ubisoft is a French company.
They are.
Yep.
And so this is essentially this started off as, from what I understand, a pet project that kind of just like, hey, why don't we take this to Ubisoft? You know, why don't we see what we can do? And they've been working on this game apparently for 3 years, and I mean, honestly, yeah, there's a lot of work that's been put into it. It doesn't feel like, granted, we don't have all the rules for out here, but it definitely feels like I can understand and like respect where they're going with this, and you can definitely tell that they really appreciate and love the Division. So, you know, we got credits and everything. Now this for the first like 20 pages of this 80-page thing, you just get so much lore about the Division and like things that the games don't really explain to you. I think there's books too. I don't know. I haven't seen them. They could very well exist. But
letting the game exist without pulling on Nintendo, that is. I'm pretty sure Ubisoft gets at least some royalties from this.
Oh, they absolutely do. I'm sure.
This is Ubisoft we're talking about, and this is their IP.
Yeah.
Although technically Ubisoft is just a publisher. It would be more Massive. It would probably be a mix of Massive and Ubisoft that would be getting royalties for this.
Yeah.
I think mostly Ubisoft, since I think publishers like control the purse strings and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, which kind of sucks, but whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure they probably had to. I'm sure of the two between Massive and Ubisoft was probably the one they had to sucker up to more.
Oh, most likely. And they're not just instantly sending lawyers. Well, I mean, if they tried to do this and tried to kickstart it without, getting permission from Ubisoft and Massive, it would be a lot more.
They would have gotten a cease and desist letter so fast.
Yeah, this is something that they approached Massive and Ubisoft for, like, hey, we want to do this thing. Like, let's work together to make this happen.
So yeah, I mean, they can't send lawyers after them now because, from what we're understanding, there's already an agreement now.
Yeah. Like this game has been in development for like years, and they literally just dropped it like a couple weeks ago. Like, hey, we're gonna do a Kickstarter in like a month.
Yeah.
And what's cool is like they're basically using Kickstarter as like a pre-order platform. Like the game, from what they said, is pretty much already done. They're just using the Kickstarter to say, hey, who wants to buy it?
It is cool to know that they are doing this. And I've seen so many Kickstarters absolutely flop because they don't deliver on what they have promised. And it is very, very annoying.
Now, they are saying that you should be able to get it a couple months after the Kickstarter ends. I've heard that it would take them until about the end of the year. So I don't know. It could be anywhere from holiday time to the summer. So like whenever you get to play this game.
I will say, even if I get this game and I don't necessarily like play it a whole lot, or the TTRPG anyways, because fun fact, from the screenshots, the book says season 1.
Yeah.
So there's more likely than not going to be extra seasons, probably to give this a little bit more, bang for its buck.
Yeah.
But even if I didn't really run this a whole lot, just having it is honestly kind of cool because there's quite a bit to appreciate with this, I think.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And this quick start guide, you actually get a pretty decent amount of like for a free thing. Like I said, you get in just a few pages. They go like 20 pages deep into the lore and everything, which doesn't sound like a lot. From what they managed to cram in here, it's a good bit. They go over pretty much everything you need to know for the rules. There's some like weird questions that I have, but you're able to kind of like pretty much figure out how they're wanting it. This isn't like all of the rules. It's just kind of like the bare minimum, like what you need to know to.
There's like maybe some context clues later on in the booklet.
Yeah. They also talk about their system that they're using, Gris, which is a D10 system. I feel like it's going to be easy for people who are not really like Chozo, who aren't really super familiar with TTRPGs. There's just one dice. The only thing that changes is the amount that you roll. It's not like D&D where you have like 4 or 5 or even 6.
I mean, yeah, because in D&D there is a D20, a D12, a D10, a D8.
A D6.
There's a D100, which consists of a percentile die and a D10.
Or an actual D100 if you are one of those people.
Or a D6. So yeah, I think like 7 sets or 7 dice in a single set.
Usually, D12 doesn't get used a whole lot in D&D, but
it does with certain classes. But
like barbarian,
But otherwise, yeah.
But I think this. I think this will be nice. I definitely feel like they're trying to lean into like a narrative driven thing, because like they don't really put a lot of like as far as like social encounters and everything. It's kind of it's like they want you to try to let the players have
some sort of freedom.
Yeah, that like they want you to, they want them to kind of like embrace their characters essentially, which is good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like that's sort of a norm in even D&D.
Right, but I mean, like the Division specifically is very combat focused, like as a video game, and you would expect it to be more like you would expect it to be like very combat heavy. but it really works to incorporate things that like you don't normally get to do in in the Division because it's a video game. So
Right.
that's pretty nice to see. It even includes a Ashes of Murray Hill, which takes place before the first wave of. It's during the first after the first wave of agents have been deployed, but it's before winter hits. So like New York hasn't completely become a shithole yet. Like reading into it, so that's pretty.
It's probably like more leaning towards like a little bit after Resurgence, if I had to guess. But Resurgence, at least from what I've seen, looks like it's also winter. So I don't know if that's even necessarily true.
Turns
I don't know. I'll take a look again because I couldn't even get past the fucking tutorial because it kept fucking crashing.
Hopefully that emulator helps.
Yeah, hopefully Mumu works well.
Turns out the silent protagonist in a shooter game doesn't really leave a lot to room for roleplay. You haven't watched us play Division.
You have not watched us play Division, then, dummy.
Then again, we're also kind of like psychopaths whenever we play, so maybe that's a good thing.
Bye bye.
Meat.
Meat.
And then it even includes some pre-generated agents, which I'm kind of. There's some weird decisions. We'll get to that whenever we get to them, but
The 5 pre-generated characters. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I honestly might just kind of eschew that I might forego that and decide to just simply let you guys make your own characters.
Well, I think there's gonna be the option to do that. I think they just gave you these pre-generated characters as kind of like a here's we've already got like the character creation made out for you. Just the basic. Here's a rundown of how to play the game. You don't have to worry about making a character and all that. It would be really be really weird to not do that.
Accidentally closed Twitch and all I heard was, I guess you haven't watched us play meat.
That's not the weirdest thing you've heard on here, Potato. Don't even act like that.
Jeez, if you watched plenty of other streamers on Twitch, you will have heard far worse than far.
Oh, absolutely. So, and then they go in here is like they tell you what all the Kickstarter is going to have. Agent manual, which is the player's hand guide, coordinator, which is basically the GM, operations pack 1, which is kind of what you were talking about. Yeah, which is what you were talking about. There's probably going to be more of these adventures for like their missions, but for other systems they would be called adventures essentially.
I'm sure you could make more scenarios if you wanted to. It would probably take a little bit of homebrewing and like all that, but I think having these scenarios actually kind of gives a good sort of spread of like, hey, what can you have in New York City in this game?
Right.
And then sort of like work from there. I'm sure you can homebrew scenarios.
I'm sure.
If this game only had 13 and it was like non-homebrewable in the slightest, it would probably not be worth it at all in the slightest.
I mean, I definitely agree. I don't think that's the case. I don't really see.
Oh, absolutely not.
I don't see that being that kind of game, especially with how how unique each division agent would be, and how like there's just so much that you can do between both New York and DC, or you can make your own in Chicago. I'm sure that's how they have that planned. We don't really know everything yet.
What I might do if I do run this is like how Div 2 does their seasons. Like for example, they've done Mutiny, which was back then. There was defectors from True Sons, and they were essentially just NPC companions. I might honestly do something like that in the future, depending on how it goes.
Why'd you ban Chozo? I didn't. He's just muted right now.
Yeah.
He's just letting us yap. I'm imagining.
Just, I guess he just likes the sound of our voice.
Yeah.
Which makes one of us, because I don't like the sound of my voice.
Now, this is the start of all of the lore that you get, and honestly, it does go pretty it does go pretty deep into a certain effect of everything that you get here. Talks about how the green poison started and what it is, and kind of how the world, and especially the United States, handled it, and kind of how the division came into being, and just all the stuff that you would need. Some stuff that the game doesn't really touch on, or the games don't really touch on. They kind of just like brush it off and be like, yeah. Anyway, go fix our mess now.
Also, if you have any interest in this and you want to get the quick start menu, it is actually free. So
yeah, it is. You can get it on where the fuck is it?
TTRPG.
Yep.
You can also just search up the Division TTRPG, and you can go to their Kickstarter and go to updates. They'll show a link to it.
Yep. They literally just posted it today, so it's free. So that's cool. It does go in here to talks about the different factions within New York, so like the Rikers, the LMB, the Cleaners. Honestly, I was talking with Chozo. I'm honestly kind of surprised they didn't mention Rioters, but I think that's more just like they're not like really a faction per se. They're just kind of assholes running around.
Rioters are essentially like they're not quite mooks, because they do have like semi-powerful Rioters, but Rioters are what I would call nondescript.
Right. Yeah, anyone that isn't like a Riker, a Cleaner, LMB, they can just be a Rioter.
Or in Div 2's case, Hyenas.
Right. And then it kind of does.
Both fit.
They do leave.
Except the Hyenas are actually mentioned in the manual for the Div 2 factions.
Hey, welcome back.
Yeah. I was gonna go. I am unbanned. I just had to go to the bathroom. I was going to check the mail, but Mom got the mail, so it was
nice.
A bathroom trip.
Okay.
Now, I'm not going to go through all of this because there's a decent amount of lore for Division, but there is a little bit, because like I said, they're kind of leaning more into Div 1, because they don't really talk about DC much at all, except for like the little blurb. Talk about Isaac, the smartwatch. Scan tech lenses, which I honestly thought were pretty interesting. It's pretty much how the Division agents get their HUD and
I will
everything.
say between Div 1 and Div 2, this is the first time I've ever heard something known as the answer protocol. This is a first for me.
Right.
Same.
I guess it's kind of just been hand waved is what I would think. But like at most, you will see activation, network, and that is it.
Pretty much.
So who knows? I think answer protocol might be more prominent in the tabletop game.
Yeah, I can imagine so. Now I am interested to see how the tabletop handles like the smart gadgets, like the drones and turrets and everything, because they don't really go into it.
If I had to guess, it might be if I had to hazard a wild guess, like if it was something like drones or turrets, it would probably be a quote unquote minion or a companion from, like, in terms of D&D logic, where like, hey, you can point at that person and you can tell them, hey, target that, and it would just roll for that.
Right.
But I'll look more into this once I actually pick up the coordinator's manual.
Yeah,
Did they say when that was getting released?
They
28th.
They are they're dropping the Kickstarter on the 28th.
Oh, so okay. Yeah, coordinator handbook and this week not dropping.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and then it's not until like page 21 that they start talking about DC. And it talks about the hyenas, true sons, outcasts, and funny enough, they don't mention.
You said 21? I'm seeing 18.
21.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it says 21 for you. It's page 18 in the quick book, or in the bottom left. But you had it blocked off.
Oh, okay. Well, page
But yeah, as
21,
he was
not
about
even
to
character
say-
creation yet. Jeez, yeah, I told you, there's a lot of lore that they want you to know.
Yes, as he was about to say, if you notice down here in the DC area on page 21, it does mention the hyenas, the outcasts, and the true sons, but no mention at all of Black Tusk. Now, my theory is because this is apparently supposed to be a prequel to Div 1, and Black Tusk does not appear in Div 2 until after you beat the main game and, defeat General Ridgway at the Capitol building, the Black Tusk are just still kind of hiding in the shadows. So they're not a thing yet.
Yeah.
quote unquote.
If I have to guess, it's probably gonna make more of an appearance in season 2 if season 2 is gonna be a thing.
Yeah. I'm honestly, I still think the idea of having a quote unquote evil campaign where you get to play as Black Tusk is really cool, because I think they're like the closest thing to having tools that division agents have that you can get.
I have a fun question.
What?
And this doesn't necessarily just have to be like, if we were Black Tusk, what would we? If you were any enemy type, but just for the sake of example, like what Jay's saying, if we could be Black Tusk, what enemy archetype would you like to be the most?
I probably would be a heavy weapons one. That or a rusher. But a rusher is also very squishy.
That's true. Yeah, snipers as
So-
well. They have like 33% less armor and health.
Yeah.
All right, Jay, which one would you like to be the most?
That is a very good question.
I think I know what I would like to be, so I'll go ahead and say mine. I would like to be a drone operator, because drone operators, they toss out a pair of those little suicide drones, and you might think, oh, okay, they just use drones and they hide in the shadows. They kind of are peering around cover. They can't be that deadly. Oh no. Especially the elite ones. If you get close to them, they have to pull out a gun. They have a very fast firing SMG, which will melt you if you let them. And also on legendary difficulty, their freaking suicide drones not only have so much more health because legendary, they also fly like at twice the speed they normally do. They absolutely zip towards you. So drone operators are probably one of the most what's the word I'm thinking of? Underappreciated, undernoticed archetypes in the game. But just have a whole fucking like group of them drop in on a legendary mission, and you'll just have a non-stop wave of just duos and duos of suicide drones headed right
Oh
for
my
you.
gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way, fun fact, if you're hiding behind cover and the explosion from that drone hits you, it dazes you and knocks you out of cover,
Yep.
which frees you up to be hit by other archetypes. So you have to get back in cover and hope that you don't get immediately bombed by another drone.
Yeah.
So drone operators, do not sleep on them.
Drone operators actually don't, as far as I'm aware, don't really have any weakness spots except for like
You can
backpack
blow up
as a controller.
their backpack because it does blow up.
Oh, okay.
I would have to say I'd either be a sniper or like an engineer.
Ooh, engineer is good. The ones that set those turrets.
Engineers, I don't think have any sort of like obvious weak spot.
I know you can destroy their backpack, which I think makes it impossible for them to set up their turret. Kind of like how the reason the drone operators' backpacks blow up is because they carry, drones with bombs in them. So you're basically blowing up the bombs that the drones are holding.
Honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, the more I thought about it, the more I realized that I played Div 1 essentially as a fucking rusher.
I mean, yeah, you basically did.
Because defense. I just went meat.
All right. So
And here's an idea that I had to. Oh, sorry, I'm going to cut you off.
no.
But I think it's I think it goes without saying that one of the most annoying enemy types in all of Div 2, regardless of difficulty, has to be the Warhounds.
Oh,
And
God.
so I'm
Yeah.
thinking my I'm no game writer, game developer, whatever, obviously, but if Black Tusk are still a thing come Div 3, we still don't know what the conclusion of Div 2 story is going to be, because there is another DLC coming out. I think they said the end of this year for it. But if Black Tusk are still a thing come Div 3, I think they should either, and I have a way to canonize this, get rid of the Warhounds entirely, or make it so that they are not autonomous. They need a human controller, and then as soon as the controller is killed, the Warhound is either just disabled, someone else could try to pick up the controller and operate it, or it just blows up. And my way of canonizing this will be, let's say, for example, you pick up an audio log and it talks about it, and the person who came up with the idea, like the program manager, is like, what the fuck do you mean we're getting rid of Warhounds? They're like, do you have any idea how effective they've been on the battlefield? And the guy would just respond, do you have any idea how much money those things cost?
Yeah.
So if you want to keep your precious Warhounds, sure, but they're not going to be autonomously controlled anymore. Or we just get rid of them.
Right.
Listen, the only other thing that we could think to do is use ChatGPT on it.
Oh my
and
God.
I don't think that's gonna fucking work.
Like, I realize Black Tusk is basically an arm of the Redacted, but even Redacted has a limited budget. Okay, it's not just unlimited money. Eventually, the pool for autonomously controlled Warhounds is gonna run out.
Right.
Don't ask Beth Bezos for money.
Beth Bezos.
or Milan Iosk.
All right.
Or even
or Gil Bates.
Gil Bates.
Or Zark Muckerberg.
Oh my God. Zark Muckerberg sounds like a fucking Futurama character. All right, so after about like 20 pages of all the lore that you could ever want, they finally get into the what they call their grist system and how the how it works. And like I said before, it's pretty simple for how it works. You get you can have no less than one D10, and you can have no more than 5. So of course this will depend on things like your skills and your traits. And
so if you own a Yahtzee set, you're good to go.
Yeah.
Right. And so I think this will be nice for, like I said, anyone who's never really played a TTRPG. There's not a bunch of dice and like things to keep track of. It's just, do you have 5 D10s? Yep, you're good to go. And I really hope the dice that they give us are metal. I don't think that they will be, but it would be really cool because they would look sick as metal dice.
Yeah,
I'm sure people could like have some custom made. They'd be
Right.
pretty expensive, but the end product, the end result.
there's a chance that they might have another tier for metal dice.
I hope so.
Oh yeah, like a stretch goal.
Yeah.
I hope so because I want them.
Yeah, imagine like smoky gray colored dice with orange engravings.
Cool.
Or
Classic.
green. For green poison.
Or green, or
Yeah,
red
because-
for going rogue.
Right.
Well, I mentioned orange and green because the symbol on the dice for the agents is the division's Phoenix logo. But the one for the coordinators is it's like a green biohazard symbol for green poison.
I do think that 1d10 simplicity adds to the action rather than juggling 3 to 5 different die types for damaging. I agree. Well, the one thing is that you don't roll for damage in this game. You roll to hit, and each gun does a set amount of damage. So like rifles are going to do more than pistols, for example, and LMGs do more than standard rifles.
Okay, I'm kind of interested to see where that'll go actually.
Yeah.
Right.
So we'll go down here in a little bit. GRIS apparently stands for gather, roll, indicate, and succeed, which to me this just seems like a basic, like, hey, I want to do a thing. Here's the thing I want to do. Okay,
Go dice roll.
give me a DC roll. I don't know why you needed to do this whole special thing, but whatever.
Now I'm just curious what answer stands for in answer protocol.
There is actually, like, it does explain it in there.
Oh, okay.
Let me go up real quick.
in
It's
their
like,
in their lore.
activation, network, secure, watch and explore, engage, recovery.
What?
Page 13, Joseph.
Nice. Now is that page 13 on the actual
In the game or
pages
page-
or the quick look menu?
That's in the quick start menu. It's just in the actual booklet. They'll say 13. But if you're looking at like a PDF viewer, it's probably gonna be either 15 or 16.
There you go. Okay. So, standard resolution sequence. This is basically just if you ever played like D&D stuff before, you know how this whole thing works. They don't. I don't know why. They just make it sound like. But pretty much, if you're uncertain about something, or your DM's uncertain about something, they'll have you roll for it.
Let me. I'm gonna go ahead and read this bit.
So in this game, your DC ranges from 5 to 10. 5 being like pretty easy, and 10 being like you gotta hit an absolute 10 to be able to like do the thing that you're wanting to do.
Okay, that's interesting actually.
And now that they do say that the default should be like 7. It's like a middle of the road kind of thing, but of course there'll be things that'll kind of like lower or raise the DC depending on how it happens.
So I'm reading this right now, and it looks like just from the indicate, it if I had to make a comparison, it's like the more you roll, the more quote unquote advantage you have.
Yeah. So
because like out of all the rolls, you pick one die to be the resolution.
Right. Now they do bring up a couple times in the book that, you know, like you don't have to pick the highest one. And they do mention one time where, you know, it might be beneficial to not pick the highest one, and we'll get in that a little bit later, but for the most part, but yeah, so like if you need to roll a 6 and you have, you know, you're gonna have higher chances of getting that if you roll 4 dice instead of 3. So
I'm kind of curious, in what situation would you not want to pick the highest? But I guess we'll maybe see later on in this booklet.
yeah. So, you know, dice are there, help tell the story. You know, we all know if you've rolled a dice, and again, you know how this works. There is 2 separate, what they call skill rolls and trait rolls. Skill rolls are basically any, if you play D&D, it's kind of like if your DM says, hey, give me an Arcana check, for example. You know, it like those are the types of skills that, like, you know, they're set for specific things. So, like, you know, if you want to handle your gun, that'll be like light weaponry, for example. Or if you want to, you know, do something athletic, there's athletics, things like that. Those are skill rolls. So then trait rolls are, you have resilience, vigor, and quickness, which are more like generals, like, I think kind of like wisdom.
Are they like your strength, your constitution,
Yes.
and everything? Okay.
Yeah, I think in this case, resilience is wisdom, vigor is constitution, and quickness would be like dexterity. But we can't really use.
Resilience would be constitution more than anything.
I think in this case they use resilience as like mental resilience.
I mean, that's vague, but okay,
But
I can kind of see it.
They do kind of go into it, and then like how we kind of mentioned earlier, gives you some interesting percentages for the probabilities of success.
Okay, I see what you mean now.
Yep.
That's interesting wording. I don't know if I'd pick resilience, but sure, I guess.
I think
I'm not a person that's I don't have a huge lexicon. So
I mean, maybe you could do.
I just feel
I was gonna say fortitude, but I feel like that would still be kind of vague either way.
fortitude would still be physical.
Yeah. So, okay, so it goes into skill and trait rolls a little bit more, but basically, like the more points you have into a skill, the more dice you can roll. So, like if you have like a 3 in a skill, you can roll 3d10s. Right. So you can go up to 5. And then kind of like how it says before, it just.
I mentioned if you had a Yahtzee set that you'd be good to go. I was incorrect. Those are D6. I don't know why. I don't know why I thought that was D10. I was like,
Okay. Boy, imagine hitting a Yahtzee even once, and if you had nothing but D10s.
Oh my gosh. Now
that would be amazing.
Now trait rolls,
you would instantly win.
They did go into trait rolls a little bit more here. So like quickness and combat quickness is used to determine initiative, so effectively dexterity. Although they have a separate thing called dexterity a little bit later on, it gets weird. Resilience represents the cold-bloodedness and calm demeanor. So yeah, like this is your mental stat effectively, and then vigor is like your physical stat. So like you'll use it depending on to determine like how bad you're injured in combat, or how if you can resist poison, if you're just built differently.
Even they said natural resilience in vigor. I'm like, huh? I'm sorry, I don't mean to get hooked up on it, but like they use resilience in 2 fucking instances now.
I love how simple these dice are.
Yeah, like they
like white and orange, beautiful.
I feel like black and orange works too for Div 1, but I feel like white and orange works for Div 2.
I can see that.
But I don't know, maybe it's just me.
Yeah, dice pool, we kind of talked on that before, but basically the more skill points you have, the more you can roll. Your difficulty value is just a DC. 5 is should be pretty easy. 10 is like you gotta pull something out of your ass. Now they do talk about a guaranteed die, which is pretty much like how I talked earlier. You can't have less than 1 dice. You will always have 1 dice. Now if you were to go below 1 dice, this guaranteed die is pretty much just like, like you're gonna have it, but because you've gotten yourself in a situation to where you've kind of gotten this fucked up, you're gonna have a little bit of problems. So if you have to rely on this guaranteed die, it increases the difficulty of your DC by 1.
Ooh.
Yeah, so like it tries to incentivize you to not put yourself in a shit situation to where you have to use it. So like, like a 6 could become a 7, no joke intended. And like, that might not seem like a lot, but that's like an additional, what is that? An additional 10%, which could mean a lot.
Basically, you would have disadvantage.
Essentially, you have alerted that he can't come in here and yell at me. This is my stream. I can do what I want.
I mean, I can yell. I yelled at you before. You were not safe from the yelling.
That's true, but you're not Uick, so. But yeah,
I'm allowed to yell at you, but not Uick.
but I
so,
do.
So basically, don't be playing stupid.
Yeah, which I honestly kind of like this because, like I said, it kind of incentivizes you to not put yourself in stupid situations. Because you like oh yeah, I can just. Dang it! I forgot to turn on streamer. Damn it! Not stream deck. Get out of here! So many things have the same damn name.
Professional streamer, everyone.
I know.
Good, that's still working.
Every situation I'm in is stupid.
Yeah, seeing a difficulty 7, I'm like, ugh.
Yeah. Okay, now we're connected. There we go. Now it should work. Pat won't work because Pat is broken. I don't know why the fuck it's not working. I'm
gonna just refund.
But yeah, this talks about the DC, which we've already kind of gone over that before. Modifiers. Modifiers are pretty simple. Some skills or traits or actions can increase or decrease a DC, or they don't get added onto the roll itself. They get added or removed from the DC. Nothing crazy to go on there. They go over resolution die again here. I don't, but they do talk about the resolution die won't always be vigor rolls to determine trauma. So that's where kind of not picking the highest one immediately comes in the thing, because if you're trying to like, okay, shit, I gotta roll for trauma. I think they go on a little bit later to like list the traumas that you can get. They're like, okay, of all the ways I can have trauma, what would be the least impactful to my character? And it kind of makes you, you don't want to pick automatically the highest thing just because you roll the highest thing does not mean it's going to be better than like what a 4 might give you, for example. Now, obviously, if you get a 10, that's like the best way. That's like the best thing you can get. And I think you don't get any trauma. But aside from that, so that's an example of.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around the resolution die thing. That one's. I'm still trying to figure out how. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
Mm-hmm.
But like the whole idea of there's sometimes where you don't always want the highest result.
Right. I think they give you a list of the traumas later on that we can kind of look at and show you.
Yeah, maybe after seeing that, maybe it'll be more clear.
Now this was kind of a question that I had first when I first heard about the game. Is like, is it a straight fail success system? Is it, how's it going to work? So 1 is a fiasco, which is basically a critical fail. Shit hits the fan when you roll a 1. Like, if you manage to roll, like, if you manage to like roll like all 1s, you're gonna have a bad time. Gonna study for like 15 minutes and all right, potato, see you later.
Yeah, fun drumming over there, Chozo.
Indeed.
Now, if you don't manage to roll 5 1s in a row, but you still roll lower than the difficulty, it's just a regular fail. Now here's where it gets interesting. If you meet the difficulty, it's just a regular success.
Yeah, meets it beats it is the rule.
If you meet it, you beat it. If you get higher than the difficulty, you get a tour de force, which they kind of goes on to it later. And then if you roll a 10, which is pretty much a critical success, your roll is successful and you trigger a feat. Now a feat, we'll kind of just skip on ahead. We'll come back up to this here in a minute. I just want to.
They're the things attached to our legs. Ha ha ha. Squeezing maximum advantage out of their training or surroundings, the agent triumphs over adversity and achieves a memorable victory. Feat is the highest success you can get on a skill roll. In-game, the feat is like a tour de force and has the same effects. However, it comes with an additional mechanical benefit,
So
which must be chosen by the agent from a list of 3 options that depends on the situation.
So they kind of confuse me here a little bit with the difference between the tour de force and the feat, but we'll get into that here in a second. So these are the quote unquote feats. They're not like feats in how like D&D, for example, like where you pick them and you just have them forever. So outside of combat, you can immediately get a strategy point back, which is kind of like your you can use them for like maneuvers and things like that. Like different like combat things in and out of combat. You know, you can give a inspiration essentially. Like they get to add a D10, or you can reduce. I feel like this one could be kind of stupid depending on like
learning is kind of broken.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Although there's a maximum of 3, but that would still mean that at the least, because what is it? Yeah, so there is such thing as difficulty 10, but you can just straight up, if you just keep getting feats, you can just keep getting you can just lower all of your like the highest DC down to 7.
Yeah,
that's fucking broken.
And
honestly.
and in this game, if the DC is lower, it gets lowered to a 5, then you can just automatically do it. Like you don't even have to roll for it if it's below a 5. So like
unless you roll a 1 and you fiasco it.
Right. So like anything that would be like a DC 7 would just be like a DC 4. In that case, it's pretty much just like, oh, don't roll a 1 and you'll be fine. And then
if a fiasco.
And then combat gets you do an actual 3 damage. You can regenerate a strategy point, or you can give inspiring. So that's cool. Now let's go back up to fiasco. So fiasco, like I said earlier, is basically shit hits the fan.
It looks like it relies on the coordinator to just sort of come up with something on the fly.
It's pretty much just like, how bad did you fuck up in this certain situation? What is going to happen to you and your pals?
And you have to pray that the coordinator is not a huge asshole, which unfortunately for these two, that they might not be lucky.
Their consequences can compromise the success of an operation and should never be hand waved. Good.
Good.
Yeah, unless it's just like you're rolling for like the dumbest thing, and it's just like, oh, you're trying to jump over this puddle, you fucking roll a 1, you break your neck. Like, okay.
I think what I might do with the fiasco in this case is I might honestly like just write up a small table and just roll a D100 or roll a couple of you know what? Just for the sake of it, I'll probably just do like a small table of like 50 options.
Yeah.
And roll all. Oh, actually, no, I can't do that because. Okay, 45 because the minimum is 5.
Mm-hmm.
So 45 quote unquote fiascos that can happen, and I'll just roll from that.
That'd be interesting to see.
And if it fits, I'll roll with it. If not, I'll just roll one more time. And if it still doesn't fit, I'll just pick something else.
Yeah, and then of course you can, these suggestions are first and foremost examples, and we've really modified yada yada. Basically, homebrewed however you want. Now, failures are pretty much just traditional. You didn't do the thing. Nothing. Your gun doesn't explode in your face and like kill you. You don't have a SIG, so it doesn't just instantly shoot yourself in the leg. But it's just a failure. If you've ever played a tabletop game, it's just, we all know how failing is. Success is just a regular success. Is just you did the thing. Great, awesome. Tour de Force is kind of where it confuses me a little bit, because they say it doesn't have a mechanical thing, and then it goes on to kind of have mechanical things. So if it beats it, it pulls off a Tour de Force, counts as a success, but also comes with one or more advantages defined by the coordinator. Pretty much shows you how cool and awesome you are. Are purely narrative and come with no mechanical effects.
So if anything, what I'm reading from this is, maybe you will see like a weak point, and maybe it'll lower the no.
Maybe, but like that's the examples that they give here are mechanical though. Like let's see. It
New
can
information is not mechanical.
An edge over an enemy, that could be. I mean, that could maybe lead it. That could also be new information. I don't know. Or a temporary advantage which offers new methods. Like what does that mean?
That sounds mechanical.
Like at least two of these things sound mechanical to me.
Temporary new methods or perspectives to the group as they perform their mission.
Because if they're not, then all of these just roll back into new information, which is just like, okay, great. What does that mean? So that's kind of like where they confuse me a little bit, but suggest. I
guess that's gonna be interesting. This is gonna test my mettle. I will say that much.
But it's also kind of interesting because it says that the operator chooses, or the coordinator. The coordinator chooses the thing, but it also says that like the agent has kind of like input as to what happens. Like I don't know if that means like on this paragraph right here. When a tour de force is triggered, the rolling player suggests exceptional results for the agent's success, either by referring to the skills examples or by letting their imagination run free. I think that's more of like a how do you want to do this kind of thing. I don't really know what that means, how they're wording this.
I think you're correct about that. I think it is just a sort of like, hey, how do you want to do this? And then I sort of just try and spin that in, maybe.
I think you're supposed to like work with a coordinator to see like how it would best make sense in the situation. That's kind of how I'm understanding it. Still, it's certainly gonna be interesting. Still seems mechanical to me in some parts, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've already.
So it looks like the agent gets to pick the feat.
Yes, you get to pick. The agent gets to pick the feat.
Yep.
And then kind of goes on opposed rolls. Pretty much you roll against like if you're sneaking, you're gonna be rolling against their observation, and vice versa. If you've ever done anything like that in like D&D, for example, it's pretty similar.
I will say one thing, just reverting back to feat real quick. I find it funny how the only difference between outside of combat and in combat is in outside of combat, there's learning, but in combat, you get bullseye.
I didn't even notice that. That's funny.
Like they're still focused, and then there's still an inspiring example, but they switched out one feat on each side. All right.
Yeah, that is a bit.
Sorry about that.
That honestly is pretty interesting. You think they would? Like, I could see focused being in both of them.
What I might do is
I feel like homebrewing more, like at least a few more on both sides would be good.
I was gonna say once the official coordinator's manual or agent's manual come out, and I don't see more feats, I'll probably just homebrew some more.
Yeah, I would, because that doesn't make sense that they're essentially like mostly the same. Okay. Support roles is pretty much essentially the help action, but you can't do it in combat because you can't help. In D&D you can kind of help in combat and all that stuff. You can't make your buddy's bullets go faster. That's just So like if they're shooting at people, you can't do it, but they're doing something else in combat that isn't, them shooting people, then you can still provide the help action. This is a support, but I'm just going to refer to it as a help action because that's what helps me deal with it. So that they get a plus 1d10 to their roll. And yeah. But
okay, so it's just contesting rolls then.
pretty much. Now, one thing that's interesting is that multiple people can do it for the same thing, kind of like how they help action. But if they somehow roll a fiasco, you get dragged into it as well. So,
Well, yeah, because unfortunately a fiasco can affect the mission as a whole.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Meanwhile, a feat only affects,
Just
a specific agent.
right.
So I feel like in that case, it sucks, but it does make sense.
It does make sense, yeah. Because like if it didn't, then you would just literally use support for like every single thing ever. Like
Who knows? If I get involved enough, I might honestly just make a sliding fiasco scale. So like level 1 is like, oh, it's minor, but it's still gonna exist for a while.
Right.
To level 5 being, oh god, this could get fucked.
Oh god, you have just pray to whatever god you believe in, and if you don't believe one, pick one.
Pick a god and pray.
Pretty much. Now
This is definitely interesting. I will say that much.
it is, and I'm honestly interested to play it. And then here we have these are pretty much, let's see, attributes. These are kind of like, I don't really know how to describe these.
Shows are here just awaing.
Awa.
I could hear the brain cells humming.
Okay. So these are kind of like how dexterity, for example, handles like stealth and sleight of hand effectively, right?
For dexterity.
I'm trying to make a comparison to D&D, but I don't know if it works as well here.
Which ones are you looking at?
So we are looking at skill domains, which is pretty much like you pick
skill domains are subdivided into the skills that are gained. The game uses to resolve most actions.
I don't know if they're straight, like they're not straight skills like how the skills work in D&D, but it's kind of like you have like main skills that and then kind of branch off into like sub skills essentially. So you have like a category of skills essentially.
Huh. Adroitness?
I've never heard that word before.
I have not either. I don't know if that's actually English.
Well, they are French.
I've heard of the word adroit. I've never seen it put in. Would that be adverb form?
Cleverness or skill, apparently.
It has to be French. Like they are French, so it would make sense.
Oh my god, yeah. So here's the thing. This word got used a lot back in the 1800s, and it has waned significantly. It has only slightly gotten a bump up in 2019. That's very interesting. Geez, Saint Jesus.
Playing cat and mouse. Let's see. When one or more agents attempt to sneak under the noses of a group of enemies, you don't need to roll dice for all of them. In this situation, the participants are split into 2 teams to keep the game moving quickly. Each side makes one resolution roll for their own team. In the case of stealth roll, always use the group's lowest value opposed by the highest observation value.
Ooh, hang on. Let me read that again.
I didn't even read that one. I'm reading that one for the first time. Jesus. That is. I don't know how to feel about that. I mean, it's interesting. So like
that's fucked.
That is stealth's gonna be hard.
Stealth's gonna be brutal. So you will actually have to be a lot more. Well, to be fair, stealth in Division was never really their strong suit.
Stealth in Division doesn't exist. It's just you get into a point of cover until when they can't see you.
Imagine if any of the missions had forced stealth in it.
If they have forced stealth and it actually fails you, that would suck.
Absolutely, I hate forced stealth in any game.
I wish Division. I
don't care if the game has a good stealth. I don't care if the game's stealth system is actually good. Stealth should be there as an option, not as a mandatory thing.
Right.
If you fail, then you have to restart the whole mission or checkpoint or whatever.
Yeah, but take a look at And One Down.
When an opponent fails to spot a stealthy agent and suffers any hit using the melee skill, they are automatically knocked out. In game terms, they are neutralized, which I think is like unconscious.
So it's basically like they're no longer considered threats. So basically, stealth is a thing in this game. It's high risk, high reward.
I actually like that.
So here's the thing. Stealth is probably not going to be the biggest thing here.
Mm-hmm.
But it can fucking it can be nuts. I wonder if there's a way to split up the Division agents so that one of them is stealthing while the other is quote unquote distracting the enemy.
Right. I'm sure there probably is.
Maybe I don't know, because maybe the enemies tense up, so sneaking up behind them and hitting them just isn't going to be as effective because their muscles are still going to be in overdrive. Meanwhile, if they're relaxed, not doing anything, they're probably more susceptible to actually getting neutralized.
Yeah,
I would probably take a look at that. Maybe I'll even do some research on human anatomy and psychology.
Mm-hmm.
Psychology.
Yeah. Physiology.
Fun fact. Well, I feel like psychology is also involved in this as well.
Oh yeah, true.
Because how you are when you're stressed versus when you are just sort of quote unquote chilling.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
So this part,
it's interesting.
Yeah, it definitely is. I'm interested to see how stealth works. Now, skills. This kind of goes on to tell you. We're kind of heading back into you played D&D before, you kind of know how skills work. Athletics, are you running?
Athletics, acrobatics, arcana.
Yeah.
Animal handling.
Yeah, they all have their own specific thing that you would use them for.
Oh yes, and my favorite fucking word, specialisms.
Specialism.
That's not a word. You cannot tell me that's actually a fucking word.
Apparently there's going to be crafting in this game, which will be interesting.
I am not surprised, considering that. Oh my god, specialism is it's British English. Ugh! Oh no!
It's fish and chips English. Ew. They probably also say aluminium.
No, I'm sorry. I'm not calling it specialisms. That's stupid. I'm calling it specializations. Fuck you. But what were you saying a bit ago? Because I thought about something.
Oh,
and then I just kind of
I was talking about how crafting is going to be apparently something that you can do in this game, and you'll be able to do kind of make simple things to reinforcing shelters and deploying lasting defensive measures around the building. So I wonder if this is going to be like a Fallout 4 thing where it's you get to build settlements. I don't know.
I am definitely not just making it so that you can just build a settlement, because I feel like that would take, for one, that would be hell. Not just for me, but for you as well, because you put in this effort to make a settlement, but then like after like 1 maybe 2 sessions, there's a possibility that settlement's like attacked and could get destroyed. So you're just like, oh come on!
The Rikers are attacking the settlement. Here, I'll mark it on your map.
Oh my
God.
Shut the fuck up!
I can see Manny Ortega saying that.
Oh my God, I could too.
You got the target. Nice.
Good job.
Nice. By the way, I'll mark another target on your map for you.
Oh, what I will probably do is it might be something akin to like control points, and you could help reinforce those control points.
Right. Yeah, that would
And
make sense.
It's either that or like I'll give you like a few options, like you could do a little bit of like a firearm training for the civilians that are kind of just protecting that area.
Right.
But yeah, this is something I'd have to think about.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Let's see. You got dialogue, which is pretty much just you talking to people.
It's basically like persuasion and discourse bargaining, persuasion, psychological support.
Yep.
So I feel like dialogue would be persuasion and deception and maybe intimidation. Yeah. I don't know if division agents would do that, but
I mean
they might against like enemies.
Right.
Not sure how effective it's gonna be, but
then we got gadgets, which is your shit stuff. So like your drones, your fireflies, hives, turrets, but they don't really have anything to go off of the quick start, so we don't really know how lots are gonna work, but
I'll be taking a look at this more in depth at the assuming that that I can get a PDF of a coordinator's manual. I might look over this on stream and be like, huh, okay.
Yeah, that would be fun.
I would kill the DM if they did that poorly. Did what poorly?
The settlement thing that we were talking about earlier.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna say fool might kill me, but no, I think I'm safe in that regard.
Let's see. Heavy weapons is pretty much your skills with heavy weapons, so like LMGs, sniper rifles,
Division press and guarding. Ugh.
stuff like that. Light weapons is the same thing with rifles and pistols.
SMGs, pistols.
Yeah, pretty much just how you use them. Knowledge is knowledge. Yeah, it's pretty much you know shit real good. You took your Smarties and then you know stuff.
You took your ADD medication.
You took your Adderall and you're really good.
I don't know if you could say that on stream.
Don't take Adderall, kids, unless you're prescribed.
Remember, kids, if a man offers you drugs, say no.
Exactly.
Because it's not theirs to begin with.
It's yours.
It's yours. Don't let anyone ruin your day. It's your day. Ruin it yourself by playing League of Legends.
Oh my god, that's so
Or
good.
Counter-Strike.
Ugh.
Hang on. I'm sorry. I'm gonna pull Soundpad up for this one. And I apologize in advance, but I will say sound warning. Ruin it yourself by playing League of Legends.
A summoner has disconnected.
Oh my gosh.
Shit.
So we got the medical skill.
Where are we at?
we're medical skill. Hey, Raven, welcome back.
It's just your basic medical skill in D&D, essentially.
Yeah. Melee is melee,
I feel like,
so you can use weapons and.
I feel like medical skill might actually work alongside like working on any wounds that you accumulate from a firefight.
Your Honor, League of Legends.
Oh. God. Observation is essentially perception.
Perception.
Pretty much. Yeah, that's like pretty much stealth it's stealth. I don't need to go into that. You know what stealth is.
I'll mark it on your map.
Let's see, tech or security. This seems to be more like pretty much like what it says. You're like using computers, hacking, stuff like that. I mean, I'm interested to see how often that comes into play.
This is probably going to come into play quite a bit.
Especially if it lets you like disable equipment and stuff of theirs. That would be really cool.
Yeah. I feel like in this case...
Specialisms. Mocha's favorite word. Mocha's favorite word.
Don't you ever say that again. Don't you be speaking that poopy about my ass. That's an interesting picture.
Right.
I am kind of curious how the specializations are gonna go.
Yeah, I'm pretty interested too.
It's
All right,
tied to one of 12 available skills. So, hang on. Are specializations supposed to essentially be like the proficiency and expertise of this?
I think so. They don't really go into a whole lot of depth about it.
Oh boy. Okay, this is probably going to require a little bit more in-depth look in the coordinator's guidance.
Yeah.
list.
So
You can have up to 2 skills or two specializations in a single skill.
and it gives you a plus D10 to for that relevant skill roll.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it is just proficiency and expertise.
Pretty much. So combat, let's see. So let's see. It uses the map that they use apparently uses hexes and not squares. Each hex makes up a meter, or about 3 feet.
I was gonna say, I'm not using meters. I'm sorry. I'm using feet. Here we are an imperial house, okay? We follow the imperial system.
Well, I think they refer to it as meters or hexes throughout the book.
Well, I'm
At least
not
speak
doing that.
hamburger English.
Hamburger English. In combat, yeah, they use it as hexes, which each one representing one. They specify meters because they're French.
No, I'm not. I will convert it. I am not doing meters. Unless it's actually easier, but I don't. If it's easier, I'll probably just be like, okay, fine. French. Yep, this is a French company.
Womp womp. Meters is better, some fool says. So what's pretty interesting is that how in the video games it's pretty much just
words, fool.
how in the video games it's pretty much just like you can pretty much just fire as far away as you want to, pretty much. Well, in the TTRPG you have different ranges. So, context is pretty much they're right in your face. They're like 1 hex away from you. Short is where like your pistols are gonna be most effective in, like 2 to 10. And so, like, let's say you have a pistol and you want to shoot them 11 meters out, 11 hexes, whatever.
I can't say I'm the biggest fan of using hexes instead of squares.
Right. I think you can get more hexes on a, because of like the scale that they're going for. I think you can get more hexes than you can squares on a certain, however big map that they're going to give you.
That depends on how big the hexes are.
That's what I'm saying. I think you can make smaller hex. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure you could probably change it if you wanted to. Squares, I don't really see it would matter that much, but
Yeah.
if let's say you want to shoot someone that's 11 hexes away, you can do it, but you'll get a penalty. So like that'll be +1. Like if you try to shoot them 11 away with a pistol, it'll be a +1 to the DC of attack, of like actually hitting them. And if you're a madman for whatever reason and decide that you want to try to shoot a guy 300 feet away with a 1911, well, by God, you can try, but that's going to be.
You mean the 1911?
Yes, the M1911. Yes. Or no, I'm sorry, the M1911.
There we go. He's learning.
M1911.
Yeah, so it kind of makes you think about
4.5 automatic C pistol.
Apparently you can move up to 3. You can move up to 3 a turn, or if you sprint, I would imagine you can get up to 6.
This is interesting.
Okay, so the
The M1 2 World Wars.
So, initiative is pretty similar to how you would roll it in like D&D. Pretty much however many quickness dies that you can roll, you roll, and then you pick the resolution die. And then it's pretty much
Quickness, I would assume, is like your
Like
initiative.
yeah.
Okay.
Still used in the distant future of 226.
Jay, I'm gonna be honest.
Mhm.
You might not have enough time for Yakuza after this.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
This might
50
take up the
minutes to
entirety
11.
of stream.
Shit, you're right. Damn. I didn't
Shit,
realize.
damn.
I didn't
Anyways.
realize how much. I didn't realize how much I
For this
could.
being a quick start guide, this sure has quite a bit of pages.
Yeah, I know. Awa.
I have several questions.
No Yakuza.
So no Yakuza. I mean, with how this is turning out, maybe not. I was hoping on it, but I didn't. Ow! I didn't realize how much I wanted to yap about this. I'm fine with no Yakuza. Cool.
Dice
J Yap
goblins.
emote win.
Okay. There's a time. I think what is interesting is that if there's a tie between opponents, which I assume means like if an agent and someone else on the other side has. Now that does beg the question: does each other opponent have to roll each individual quickness, like it for initiative?
Jay, you must pet yourself.
Opponents, yes, it looks like it. So, I feel like in that case, I might honestly switch between if there's too many enemies, what I might do is I might roll them as a horde, or I'll offer it as an option, because rolling them as a horde means like it's like you get one agent, and then you should get a whole fuck ton of like initiatives against you.
Mm-hmm.
And then agent, cycle backwards, agent, horde, agent. So,
Right.
I don't know. I'm probably just gonna roll them, though I'll offer it as an option.
Yeah, I'm also interested to see like how the balancing of like how, you know, like if you have a group of 4 agents, like how many like rioters could they take on, for example, you know.
So what I might do is if there's some shade tech skills in that are not available in this that are available in Div 1 or 2 that I want to add, like the decoy, for example, if that's not here, I'm probably going to offer that as an option.
Right.
Because I feel like I want to give you guys the tools to do whatever.
Right.
Now, obviously, you might have to, you know, unlock them. So I'm probably going to make the first few missions and all that a little bit easier if I can.
Right.
Just so you can earn, or even, you know, offer them as a, oh, hey, I'll like dot some areas on the map, and you can go there and look around for a shade tech cache. And if you do, that's awesome. It means you can go and, you know, unlock a skill.
Right. Maybe have like a small side mission attached to it or something.
Yeah, maybe. I'll maybe offer it as like a quote unquote optional. Like if you're able to spot it good enough, I'll probably allow it.
Yeah. Now, rounds are pretty much nothing different about them. Pretty much, you know, from top initiative to bottom, and then once bottom reaches top again, that's a new round. It seems like there's no set amount of time for these sequences. So like, you know, in D&D, like a initiative round is like 6 seconds.
TTRPG I played a couple of times lets you make a swarm out of a single
TTRPG,
unit.
I played
It
a
gave
couple of
enemies
times,
single
lets you make a
target
swarm out of a
attackers
single
and the
unit. It
units
gave
were like
enemies single
attached
target
to a
attack as
die.
an AoE, and the
Maybe
units were
something like
attached
that.
to a die. Maybe something like that. Maybe.
Maybe, because well, the thing about Div though is that like there's a lot of different like archetypes of enemies. So like if you're just dealing with regular mooks, that could work, but if you start throwing like if like there's like a couple engineers and like a sniper or 2 and, you know, things that have different abilities, then that probably wouldn't work. But if you're just dealing with a bunch of regular mooks, maybe.
I don't want to overwhelm the agents, because the thing is,
Action economy is very much a thing no matter what game you're playing. And even if you have a lot of better tech, even like if they outnumber you like that, they will just win. Just because
essentially is what's called.
Yeah, war of attrition essentially.
You would have to play like I'm not looking to make something that's no, they were a single unit. Okay. I don't know, because it would make it easier, sure, in terms of combat wise, and like, you know, I just have to roll X amount of attacks for each person, and I wouldn't have to really think about where they are on the map. But the problem with that is, if we do that, it's very possible to get overwhelmed.
Oh yes.
So what I would do is I'll offer it as an option, but if they choose no, I want them to be rolled separately, I'll roll them separately.
Right.
I am a proponent of choice when it comes to something like that, because I've had both sides. They both kind of suck, but it really it's more like you have to think carefully.
Right.
Planning is key, especially if you're a division agent.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and this game strikes me as like it is very easy to die if you are not prepared or if you make dumb decisions.
Abso-fucking yeah. And then also if we look back because of fiascos. I don't know. I would not be the kind of motherfucker that would be like, yeah, totally roll them as a swarm. Yeah.
All right, skill rolls, they're similar. They're pretty much the same thing in combat as they are out of combat. Now, when you're in combat, you can move and then take an action. So, like I know I've seen a couple games like where it's you can either move or take an action. You can't do both.
By the way, I do want you to know, I am most definitely going to be dotting the map with like some barrels of like explosive or like gas canisters or something.
Oh yeah.
So that will be a thing.
Yeah, that would definitely be nice to see.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure they probably have them somewhere in the GM's guide, but
We love environmental hazards. Yeah, if we can use them to our advantage, I don't see why not.
yep. I mean,
Division agents don't fight fair.
division agents are always going to be outnumbered. You got to use whatever you got.
You gotta be pragmatic.
Yep.
Use everything to your advantage. I'm just gonna say that.
All right. Now, so pretty much it's pretty simple. Like I said, you can move and then do an action. There are no bonus actions in this game. It's pretty much move action. So like sprint, that's essentially dash. You get to move, double your movement. Make a skill roll, so like attacking or anything like that. Maneuver, which goes on down here a little bit more.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Now the automatic actions.
Yeah, I'm taking a look at that right now.
Automatic actions are weird because like some of them I could see is like, okay, that has to take your action. Some of them I don't agree with. So like,
Go ahead, name it.
like let's see, using a med kit, that I would say that would use an action for sure. Throwing a grenade, yes, that causes an action.
Yeah.
Climbing up and down a ladder, I would argue is part of your movement.
Yeah, I will say I'm probably gonna mark that more as movement than anything else.
Or like contacting an ally via radio. That why do I need to do an action to do that? That's just talking.
If what I would do with that one with contact an ally via radio, I would normally say talking is a free action.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like if in that specific case, what I might do is I would probably roll something in the background and see if you even get a response.
I would also say
because if you're contacting a fellow division agent, it doesn't make much sense, honestly.
Right. I'm also like
because oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, yeah, I guess it would depend on like the context of like what you're doing with it, because if you're just like using it, all right, fine, I'll just fuck, all right, shut up, fuck, all right, I'll just bye.
What happened?
Ratman redeemed a random sound. It was Luna going, "Shut the fuck up." So I was like, "Fine, I'll just leave." I'll just fucking go.
I don't necessarily know how to feel about draw, pick up a weapon, or swap weapons as automatic actions.
I think it would kind of depend on like if you're wanting to be like, oh,
I will say it might depend on the weapon.
Yeah, I think it would kind of depend on like, oh, okay, I want to pull it out and then attack. Like, I think if you're wanting to actively attack with it, I think that should be part of the attack action.
Oh, you know what I might do? What I might actually do is, you know how there is attachments for guns in Division, right?
Yeah.
I might have it so that if you do enough research, or if you manage to find a blueprint for, like, say, okay, take for example the ARN 220 from the finals.
Oh yeah.
It's a gun that has a magazine right next to it.
Mm-hmm.
What I would do is, in that case, having a magazine like that would not use up an automatic action.
Right, to like reload your gun.
Yeah, because it would take, and considering that division agents are trained in this sort of thing, it would make sense. But everything else, like a pistol, I can kind of forego that because, you know, it's a small arm and reloading it doesn't take much. SMG, I can do the same thing. Assault rifle, that one, I don't know if I can justify that.
Like LMG, hell no.
But a belt-fed LMG, absolutely fucking not.
Right. Yeah, so like pick it up and lift them. Yeah, I mean that's gotta take an action. Like
that one's gonna take an automatic.
Like for the most part, I agree with some of these. Just some of them are just kind of like, nah. Would not consider those actions that should take up your action.
Yeah.
Now, they did mention a little bit up here, maneuvers, which are pretty much like special things that you can do in combat. You get so many strategy points, and you can use them for these maneuvers. So you got like barrage, which is pretty much you trap your opponents in a hail of shots. So they can't.
So that's essentially oh my god, what is it called in Division?
Suppressed.
Thank you. Yeah, that's basically just giving them the suppression.
They cannot. They basically don't get to do anything for their turn. They can't move or act.
That will open up quite a few different things. Like you'll actually be able to move and not. I would probably roll a D10 and see how long they're suppressed for. If they get suppressed for 10 rounds, I swear to fuck, I would be so mad. I'm like, oh, you motherfuckers!
It says right here that it only lasts for a round, but if you wanted to do that, I would do it some way where
only lasts
you
for
have
a round?
You have to hold.
Okay, yeah.
Like you have to, like if you wanted to do it more, then like you would have to hold. You pretty much have to focus solely on them. You couldn't do anything else.
Yeah, which unfortunately, like if you have more opponents,
right,
that will put you in.
Although if you're able to like lock down like a heavy or something, that would be kind of beneficial. But
a heavy will not get locked down.
Or not like you know what I mean, like someone that's just a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Let's see. Choose a visible. This one's pretty simple. Precision. It just does +2 weapon damage. So that's pretty neat. And then suppressive fire, which honestly, this seems it's different. It's different than barrage in the fact that like you get two of your allies get to take movement, but it doesn't count towards how much they've already moved.
Okay.
So like even if they don't have any movement left when you use it, they get to move up to however many X's they get.
I will say barrage just feels really pointless then.
Well, barrage is because like barrage though like locks someone down. Like they can't move, they can't act, they can't do anything on their turn. They basically lose a turn. Suppressive fire, like they still get to do their turn and everything, but this pretty much helps like, oh, my friend over there is about to get beaten by this rusher. I'll do suppressive fire so that way they get to move out of their range. They're not gonna die.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I can see that. So, that's weirdly worded, I will say that much.
Yeah, I think suppressive fire should have been barrage.
I feel like switch those two words around and it would make more sense. But
yeah,
suppressive fire should be the one where
they don't get to do anything.
I don't know. So the one thing that fucks me up is barrage is you trap your opponent in a hail of shots, temporarily keeping them from acting. Suppressive fire, you spray the enemy's position, forcing them to take cover. What the fuck is the difference? Description wise.
Yeah, they could have described that flavor wise a bit better.
I hope that is actually a little bit better worded in the official guides, because that's confusing for a quick start guide. That's no bueno. I'm sorry, but
yeah,
no.
That's I can see like where a new player would get confused between the two of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, oh, I want to help my teammates by moving, so I'll use barrage. Oh, little Jimmy, you're so stupid. You should have done suppressive fire. You just wasted your 1 SP.
Right.
Oh.
All right, so move on to.
I hope that gets changed.
Yeah. Combat modifiers: cover. You have light and you have heavy cover. Light is +1, so like if they're firing into you and you're in light cover, instead of having to roll a 7, they have to roll an 8. If you're in heavy, then they have to roll a 9. They don't really say what constitutes as light and heavy. I don't know if that means like the amount of cover that you have or just like the strength of it. Like I would imagine like rubble would probably be like light, and then like behind a solid concrete barrier would be heavy. They don't really specify that. I guess it'd be kind of, don't really. An agent is considered to be in cover when they are physically in contact with a terrain element and outside. So like if you're pressed up against a concrete barrier, like how you do in the game, and like you're not really picking up, I would imagine that would be heavy cover, and that'd give you +2.
Yeah. Assuming that, you know, all of your entire body is covered.
Right, and if only some of it was covered, then you would have light cover, I would imagine. Like I said, they don't really specify that too much, but that's
that can be one of two things. Either it means it's half cover, full cover rules, or it's video game logic of like concrete versus like plywood.
right. Yeah, like I wish they would expand on that, and I'm sure they will in the full. I just wish in the quick start they would expand on it a little bit more.
Yeah, hopefully they will. If not, I'm gonna probably just homebrew some rules for that.
Right. Now, one thing that's interesting is that your position matters for the for the DC for attacking.
Yeah.
So like if you have the high ground, then you get a -1. So like instead of having to roll a 7, you roll a 6. If you have to shoot up at someone, you get +1 to your DC. So kind of like how, you know, it's harder to shoot up at something.
It's high ground rules.
Yeah.
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 Like it's kind of, that one is kind of 1-to-1 with well, not quite. It's close to 1-to-1 with D&D, because in D&D it's if you have high ground, it's advantage. If you have low ground, it's disadvantage.
Right. And
But
then
here it's just a +1 -1.
Yeah, and then visibility is pretty much, you know, the same. You know, if it's foggy or if it's like a bad storm or whatever, you're gonna have a harder time shooting.
That might be good for people that like on a stealth approach.
Right. And then distance.
Sorry.
I was just gonna say distance is kind of like how I talked about earlier. How like, you know, if you try to shoot a pistol at medium range, you're gonna have a harder time. And if you have a sniper rifle and you try to shoot it in short range, you're gonna suck because it's not meant for that. So it kind of, you know, incentivizes you to try to stay within your appropriate aim range, which is pretty interesting.
I would say it would be nice to have, of course, a firearm and then a mid-range and then a long-range weapon.
Right.
That would be the smartest thing to do, but some people want kind of one trick, which I get it, but
yeah,
you kind of leave yourself at the mercy of your teammates to make sure that they can do what you can't.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything that incentivizes you to not do that. But
that would probably be DM discretion.
I would imagine so, because like having a long range, a medium range, and a pistol, like every encounter would turn out the same way. If you have the drop on them, you stay at long range, pick them off, and then move in closer, medium range, and then, you know, they're pretty much dead before they know it. So I feel like there has to be like something to kind of balance that out. Okay, line of sight. You need to have clear line of sight, so like, you know, if you just can't just see them at all, then you're not going to be able to attack them. If you're behind them, they can't attack you. So like if you run around, and I am kind of curious, like, does turning around cost some of your movement? Because
I would say no if you're not like moving from one hex to one.
Right. I guess it would kind of, this one's a little bit weird because it's just like,
or is behind the shooter's back. I would probably just ignore that.
Because I mean, like,
I'm not gonna treat that as if like you have a cone vision. Like, you should be able to pick up on like any noise around you to some degree.
Right.
Of course, unless there's like something that kind of hides that noise.
Yeah, or like if you get shot in the back, you should be able to realize, oh, someone just shot me in the back. Let me turn around and try to shoot them, or unless I'm dead.
I was gonna say unless they have a silenced weapon and it's not tracer rounds.
Right. I don't know. This one's just kind of weirdly worded, and I don't really get it.
I don't know if I'm gonna fully follow line of sight. I'd probably use like a little bit of line of sight, like with smoke and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, smoke, fog. If there's like a downpour,
Yeah.
and it's like dark, sure, I could do that. But yeah, you know what? Hang on, range combat modifiers. Yeah, here, let's just look at that real quick.
Yeah.
Target located above shooter +1. Okay, sounds fair. Sounds all right. Target located outside weapons range +1, +2. Again, that makes sense. Target sheltering in light cover +1. Target sheltering in heavy cover +2. I think in that case, that's probably like the whole plywood versus concrete rule.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I will also do that for half cover versus full cover.
Right.
Maybe after. Okay, so what I'm thinking about is, you hide full body behind some plywood.
Mm-hmm.
I'll count that as +2, but if that plywood takes enough damage and like it shows, I'll turn into a +1 for half cover.
Right.
Terrain or character interposed in line of sight. Plus, yeah, okay. So there you go. There's your plywood rule.
Yeah.
Visibility is bad. Darkness, bad weather, smoke +1. Shooter located above their target -1.
Now, I am curious how you would rule blind firing.
I would probably raise the difficulty, but I would. Did they talk about blind firing?
They
No.
not that I saw.
Okay, what I might do, because to be fair, blind firing isn't necessarily. Blind firing is more prevalent in a video game
Right.
because it's a lot more interactive. It's more one-to-one. TTRPGs though, they're turn-based, so I don't know if blind firing would necessarily amount to much of anything.
I would.
Maybe in like some very specific circumstances.
Right.
Like if there was a turret that was on Overwatch, maybe.
I feel like it would kind of just. I feel like it would just kind of just
probably
come down to like DM discretion and like
DM discretion.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, I would probably think about that for a while.
Okay, now, this is sounding distinctly
It's
like
sounding distinctly
XCOM.
like XCOM. Yeah, because if you really think about it, this is pretty much like XCOM.
Pretty much,
with a
except
different flavor.
if you have 95% chance to hit, you're actually gonna hit something.
Because to be fair, XCOM is a turn-based game, so yeah, of course it's gonna fucking make sense. But where XCOM has a percentage rule, this is a D10 rule, so
Yeah.
it's not quite one-to-one, but I can definitely see it.
XCOM mentioned. I need to play XCOM at some point. Like I've played bits and pieces, but I haven't like sat down and like completed any of them.
God, I've tried playing XCOM. I can't do it. I hate like an overarching like time limit rule.
Right.
That shit sucks for me. And I already have bad I already have ADD, so no. It's fun if you like
So
pain.
if you're a masochist, got it.
I mean, I'm a masochist and I don't necessarily enjoy it.
Alright, so health gets complicated with things. So, so you 0 from 10. So I assume that you have just a max health of 10. Protections is your armor. So like if you take 4 damage and your protections equals out to 4, you don't take any damage. If you take 5,
Wait. Where you see this?
Protections.
Okay.
So, you know, if you have like 4 or less in that instance, you're not going to take any damage to your health. If you take 5, you're only you're gonna go from 10 health to 9 health. So
You basically take the leftover of what your armor.
pretty much. So kind of think of how like there's a lot of armor in Div 2, but the moment that you lose it, you become very squishy. Yeah, it's not like Div 1 where you just have a stupid amount of health and it just kind of doesn't really explain that. So I think they don't really go into a whole lot of like the equipment that you can get, but I imagine there's going to be a way to get a decent amount of armor that'll kind of protect you better as the game goes on, so that way you're able to take more damage and feel more powerful, but still like, oh shit, I'm about to die, you know, in firefights. And it looks like, I think the protection value goes up. So like if you have an armor that gives you +3 and then you get a helmet that gives you +2, you're gonna have 5 total. I believe that's how it's gonna work. They don't really go too much into that. Wound threshold is when you start getting low. I think D&D Pathfinder refers to as bloodied, and it starts to, let's see, they are considered to be wounded, and they lose a D10 to their rolls. So pretty much, yeah, you don't want to get too low. Let's see. Now, when you do get to 0, kind of depends on how everything goes down, because there's like skirmishes and then there's full out like things, full out. I can't remember what they call them, skirmishes and something else. But there's like you don't get fully unconscious, like kind of like how in the game you. Did his internet die?
Oh, it may have.
No, I think his internet probably died. Tato said, I got an ad for Division Resurgence as soon as I left stream.
Where do you put that in? Your server?
Yeah.
Nice.
But all right, so once you hit they do kind of start talking about the trauma, which I think it's right on the next page. So you know how in Div 1 and 2, whenever you go down, you can kind of like move around, but you can't really do much else. Like you got like limited options where you can do pretty much what happens here. And then depending on the depending on the type of battle that you're in. So if you're like in a smaller scale battle, you'll get kind of like minor traumas. And if you're in a bigger scale one, you get like bigger ones, you could just full on die. Yeah, so yeah, and it could be something as, the biggest trauma is death. Absolutely. That's the biggest trauma dump that you could do on someone. Die. Oh wait, it does. Okay, that doesn't work because I'm not on. I'm still on just chatting. Technically, that doesn't work. That zoom in doesn't work. But as you can see, so it could be something simple like, oh, you have a piece of gear that got damaged and you need to, you got to fix it. You could have gone into shock. You could have gotten a bullet to the knee. You could have, and you can't move as much, stuff like that.
I used to be an agent like you. Then I took a bullet to the knee.
Or, what? Did your internet die?
Yeah, guess whose internet died?
I called it.
We both
Thank you.
did.
Very fucking cool.
Damn.
So fucking stupid, dude. I hate when this happens. I'm like, I'm trying to read something. I'm like, oh, god damn it.
All right. So basically, what I was telling them real quick is that whenever you hit 0, you are considered down, and you can't, like, you can move, but you can't you can't really attack. Your dice pools are reduced to 1, and you can't use your maneuvers. So pretty much, like, you're pretty much crawling around like how you are, like, whenever you get down in the games.
Okay.
And then after that, you have to roll on the trauma table. So in the game, there's like 2 forms of combat. There's a skirmish, and then there is a bigger type of battle that I can't remember what they call it. So like if you're in a skirmish, you'll roll on the minor trauma, which is, you could have broken some of your gear. You could have gone into shock, which will give you a different condition. You could have gotten shot in the leg, and which is like affects your movement. Or you could just roll a 10, and then it's just a scratch.
Oh, I hate confusion, because for that to be chronic, that's debilitating.
Also, fun fact, I don't know if you saw this earlier. They forgot to finish the sentence. The difficulty of skill rolls based on hearing.
Based on hearing.
I think they meant to say increases by 1d10, but they just didn't. They forgot to add in the rest of that, which is funny.
They're English committee.
So, and then you have major trauma, which is. Oh.
Anon says hi.
Oh, hello.
Hi, Anon.
And then you have your
Said
major
hi.
trauma, which is like if you roll a 1, you just die. That's the biggest trauma dump that you can do, is just die on someone.
Wait, what?
So
If you roll a what?
If you roll a 1 on the major trauma,
Oh, for major.
yeah, you just die. Or you could, if you roll a 2, you can get a handicap. And then this is pretty much just like you were either gonna have like major PTSD, or you will just die, or have like some handicap. Or you can just roll a 10 and then just be totally fine.
Yep.
I get up.
I get up. Did.
So I think this is pretty interesting to not only from like a mechanical perspective, but like a character like perspective, and it kind of makes you think about how you'd role play something like that.
Oh, I don't know how to feel about 3, honestly.
Critical wound.
The critical wound. Yeah, you basically have to find a doctor or do surgery with a medical aid. If you don't stabilize them within the next hour, they die.
I think you can use a med kit to reduce a medical roll by 2.
You can.
You would still need a 6, but that would be not as hard as an 8.
Yeah.
So that makes it a little bit easier for, like, especially if you have a dedicated medic. burned out by combat. Man, I just don't even want to do this anymore.
I'm good. I'm just gonna die.
I'm just gonna be over here, man. I just don't want to do this.
Just set me on fire.
I don't do
already.
this shit no
I'm
more.
I'm dead.
This is definitely a table yay or nay for critical wounds.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to read your chat.
When an agent is agonized, they lose all their strength and a life-threatening countdown begins. Their teammates have 1d10 plus 2 minutes / rounds to help them with a single medical 9 to stabilize them. If they fail the roll, they die.
Oh Jesus!
Even with the med kit, that's a 7. That's rough.
What the fuck where would agonized come into play? Because it's not anywhere on here on the tables.
I think there's specific, like I know there's a thing for it, like if you get lit on fire and you are still on fire when your health reaches 0, then you become agonized. And there's like a couple other, like it's like you are on death's door, you are about to die.
1d10 plus 2 minutes per round.
So you could have,
or rounds, because I guess minutes are rounds in this case. That makes sense.
Yeah. So you could have anywhere from 12 rounds to 3, which is rough.
I mean, if you have a med kit,
a med kit and a medic. I mean,
yeah, would be easier then.
so yeah, so stabilize, they become neutralized if they reach 0, but like you manage to do all the, like they're not dead, but they're still unconscious. They don't become technically stabilized until they get 1 HP, and then they
get 1 health.
Yeah, and then they still have to deal with all this stuff. Now this is pretty interesting as far as recovery. So successful medical roll restores 2 health points to the patient, plus 1 additional point for each rolled over
Pip.
the difficulty. Pip. Yeah, I guess I've never seen that in a thing. A medical 6 roll that ends with a result of 10, therefore results in a total of 6 health points, which would be a lot.
Yeah, because 2 health and then 4 over, so 6.
Right. So yeah. So which, I mean, doesn't sound like a lot, but when you have a max health of 10, that is a lot.
Yeah, but the only problem is you can only benefit from a medical roll once per day.
Yeah. Excepting those
to
to
stave off immediate death from the agonized status or critical wound trauma.
Yeah, so pretty much if you get very unlucky during a day and have to go down multiple times and get agonized, you can get it all day long, but if you just want to heal, you can only do it 1 a day. Using a med kit automatic gives you 5 health points and requires no skill roll. It also reduces the roll's difficulty of a medical roll by 2.
Oh, so you straight up don't, if you have a med kit, you straight up don't even need to make a medical roll.
Nope. You just get 5 health points back.
If you support a medical roll, med kit reduces the... Okay, yeah, so if someone is downed and is in critical wound, you could just use a med kit and that would, Okay, yeah, okay. Of course, that does use something, but,
Right.
medical care you can only use 1 time.
You could also do medical treatment. A wounded person brought to a medical center, hospital, military, or civilian, and placed in the care of a healthcare professional, recovers all their health points in 3 days. And
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
you can also gain one hit point if you sleep at least 8 hours. So it's not like D&D where you can break every bone in your body and just sleep and it's like, oh boy, I'm all good now.
Yeah, the benefits of resting can only be obtained once a day. Well, yeah, no shit. I kind of figured.
And then
You can only sleep once a day.
And then for trauma, you can attempt to, as long as it's not permanent, you can attempt to remove your trauma if you make a Vigor 7 roll. If you succeed, it's removed. If not, then you have to wait until the end of the next mission. And then after your surgery stuff, you get all your hit points back. Let's see. Resilience. So resilience, this kind of goes into pretty much there are certain things. Hello, welcome on in, Charismatic Canine. Love that. Love some alliteration. We're just yapping about the Division TTRPG. We've only been doing it for 2.5 hours. There we go. So resilience is pretty much, does your agent start to get affected by all the shit that they see? Hope you're all doing okay today. Doing pretty all right. This drop today, been looking forward to it. Division, as in like the video game? Yes, there is a French publisher that is making a Division TTRPG, and they just dropped the quick guide today, or quick start guide today, so we're kind of going over and reading through it.
Yep.
So there is kind of, let's see, an agent succeeds. Let's see. A failed roll strikes a serious blow to the agent's determination. When an agent fails a resilience roll, they become shaken. They fail a new one after that, they become panicked. Interesting. Can you give a super quick summary of what you've seen so far? It's a D10 system, so it only uses one D10. It only uses a D10, but you can use multiple D10s depending on
up to 5.
Yeah, up to 5, depending on things like skills and traits. It leans more towards the first game, so it takes place more in like New York City, though you can technically be able to make this, it seems to be able to be homebrew friendly. It seems to be very tactile in how it handles its combat and everything. There's still a lot of things that we don't know, but it is, I don't know how familiar you are with Division. If you have played the Division, think of it like a more open version of that, but like in tabletop form, essentially.
Yeah, and think about this as hardcore mode Division.
Essentially.
That's essentially what this is.
Yeah.
Like, even hardcore mode does not go in depth into like wounds or certain ailments and all that.
Yeah.
Like this does.
Yeah.
This
so
kind of puts it up to 11.
Yeah. So like you can get like traumas, or like you could get shot in the leg and suffer movement issues. You can lose some of your gear. You can get shock. You can get a handicap. You lose your arm or something. You get tremors. Like, there's just a lot of things. Also, your avatar is heckin' adorable. Oh, thank you so much. My wonderful friend Pesca drew that. Love her stuff. Where were we? Resilience, right. All right. So now status is pretty, let's see, agonized. We've kind of gone over that before. Blinded, you can't see. Burning. Let's see. You suffer 2 damage each round at the beginning of your turn. If your health reaches 0, you are immediately agonized. While you are burning, you can't use any maneuvers or actions except for an athletics roll to smother the flames. It lasts for 5 rounds. Oh my god! So if you don't put it out, you can just die.
Unless you can do an athletics 7.
Or someone uses their turn to put you out.
Tell you took a minute. Stop, drop, and roll.
Panic. You can't take any more and run away as fast as you can. To hell with the mission. All that matters is your survival. Jesus. So it's like fear, essentially.
Yeah.
You attempt to flee the combat and find a safe shelter away, even if it means abandoning your teammates and opening up yourself up to enemy attacks. 1d10 plus 5 rounds. Successful dialogue, honestly, 9. Jesus.
I will say Panicked is honestly making me think of Dead by Daylight's, like how Doc does Madness.
Mm-hmm.
Because it says if you were also shaken, it needs to be cleared with a separate roll. So yeah, Panic just feels a bit like a Madness in the loosest terms.
Right. Fall victim poisoned. Target suffers 1 damage every hour if their health reaches 0. Agonized until the status is cleared. Successful medical 7 roll or the use of a med kit will counteract. Okay, not bad. The horror, pointlessness, or injustice of war grips your heart. Your dice pool for skill rolls is reduced by 1d10. Successful dialogue 7 can calm a shaken character. Okay. I'm familiar with the division kind of by proxy. One of my best friends is obsessed with the first one, but I'm curious if this does anything new and cool. I've been running Twilight 2000 from a military modders game, so I'm interested what this one does.
There is, well, in Div 1 and 2, stealth wasn't really viable because, for the most part, enemies would basically, like, as soon as you shot anything, period, even if it was suppressed, or even, like, if you get seen for like a second or so, you're basically locked in combat. But in this, stealth is more of a high risk, high reward, where if you manage to, for example, if you melee an enemy, while you stealthed them, they're immediately out. Like, you neutralize them.
Yeah, and it's, so if I remember right, it's you take the lowest, so like you're split up into, so like
lowest
if you have
stealth roll versus the highest observation roll.
Right. So yeah, which is like what he said, high risk, high reward, which is Division has like never done stealth really, so that's pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, stunned in addition, blah blah. While you're stunned, you can't use maneuvers, and your dice pool for any skill is reduced by 1d10. It's not, that's rough, but it's not.
Oh, for what?
For stunned.
Oh yeah. Well, it's only 2 rounds, which, yeah, that is a little rough, but like, could be worse.
Right. Let's see. Out of strength, you collapse to the ground. Your mobility is halved, and you can no longer sprint with the exception of vigor and resilience rolls. All your dice pools are reduced. Oh yeah, this is pretty much when you go down, when you hit 0. Medical roll 6. The use of a med kit or regaining any number of hit points will get you back on your feet. Unconscious is just unconscious.
Yep.
And so here is an example of the light and heavy weapons. Pistols, submachine guns, rifles, assault rifles. Kind of curious what the difference between these two is. I assume one is
Between what?
rifles and assault rifles. I assume assault rifles are automatic and rifles are a semi-auto. That'd be my guess. It doesn't go into any detail about ammo, but I believe this is how many times you can fire before you have to spend an action to reload.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Also, maneuvers can use a specific amount of ammo. So,
Right.
like looking back at was it maneuver? Yeah, I think it was a maneuver.
Suppressing fire, I think. That or barrage, I don't remember.
Barrage uses 2 ammo.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah. So as you can see, like heavy weapons do pretty good damage, but whew. Then melee weapons.
The fighting in this feels akin to Div 2, if anything.
Right. Also, I think it's funny that we get throwing knives.
Yeah.
Sledgehammer inflicts the stun condition. I would sure hope so.
Me playing the finals be like.
Med kit. We've already talked about the med kit. And then I'm not going to go through all of this introductory, but this is a pretty, I would say a pretty decent, like, I feel like there's still kind of a couple pieces that are missing from this quick start guide that's kind of like up to DM discretion at that point. But for the most part, for what it is, we're just getting, you know, someone into the game and kind of like getting through the mechanics of everything. I feel like it is pretty solid. The general story is that the JTF, this is kind of, like I said, it's before winter, so it's kind of New York isn't completely littered with like burnt out cars and it doesn't look it doesn't look like how it does in Div 1. So like the JTF and the civilians are kind of, you know, doing like food and medical runs throughout the city, and the Rikers have gotten control of a certain neighborhood called Murray Hill, and they're pretty much terrorizing them, and pretty much just like there's a part that pretty much they're like in a turf war with the cleaners, and they're pretty much just like, hey guys, we're gonna take all of your stuff and we won't let the cleaners burn you alive. How does that sound? Because, you know, and people are just like, fuck, okay, fine, I guess, whatever. And it kind of goes on from there, and it gives you kind of like different things. It recommends you like different ways that you can take certain things, and it's just for an introductory adventure mission, it's not bad. You can also drive.
Yeah.
In this, by the way, you can drive in the TTRPG, which is interesting because you can't use vehicles in any of the Div games that I know.
Yeah, I might do like a little bit of a I might try and run Ashes of Murray Hill with these two.
Right.
Just to gauge to see, like, you know, how will it turn out.
All right, I'm just making sure this is actual artwork and isn't AI, which is sad that I have to say that. I don't. I don't.
I mean, I get it.
I don't immediately.
Well, I wonder if in like the last bit of page. Oh no, because the last bit of pages are just
It's been a mix of like.
just the skill up and everything.
Yeah, like there's some Div 2 artwork that I know is just straight from the game, so.
Yeah.
I don't see anything that indicates AI, which is good. How many fingers you got, buddy? You got
1, 2, 3, 4.
He's got
4 right there.
right amount there.
So it looks like each agent gets 3, three pages.
Yeah. Kind of just goes through here. Like I said, I'm not gonna. I think it'll be interesting to see how dialogue options or like dialogue opportunities work, because like the people in the Div universe are not known for like ever talking down. They just they see Division and they just immediately just run into action. So
To be fair, this looks I was gonna say this sounds like pre-Div 1, but no, this is definitely like it's Div 1, Div 2. So I don't know. Maybe. To be fair, in Div 2, like we had Mutiny, which had defectors, and then we also had like a few special people inside each of the people, like a fucking. Like, I think there was like a cleaner or no, it was a hyena who was like, I did not sign up for this shit. You get in there, you do this, but you leave me out of this. And we didn't kill them.
right.
So I think there is possibility for that. And I'm just looking at the sort of character sheets.
Yeah, this kind of just goes into the NPCs and all that stuff. Let's have the quick starter. Now this is what the character sheet looks like, which I'm sure whenever they I'm curious to see how this honorable, dishonorable stuff. I don't know if this is just solely flavor or if this is like actual, like it has impacts. You know, for kind of like how in D&D they have like the traits, like traits, flaws, and whatever else. Like it's not technically a mechanic thing; it's just flavor.
Yep. Yep, they have 3 agents, so you know they have one that is mainly meant for long range. There's one that is meant to be, you know, sort of the. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. There's 4 agents. No, 5. I'm just stupid. I can't count. Lamau.
We do kind of get a little bit of hints at the talents that you can get and kind of like what they'll do. So like the sniper gets tripod, which is pretty much if you don't move, then you can make your shots easier. And then they also
basically you just stay in one spot and you can shoot for an easier time.
Yeah, or
which honestly, like I can definitely see that.
Yeah, they have their own maneuver too, a disabling shot, which it pretty much you don't have to roll for. It deals 4 damage, and they only have a movement of 1, and they can't sprint. So pretty much you do some damage and you severely limit their mobility,
Yeah.
which is pretty nice.
Battlefield Mastery. During the first 4 rounds of combat, you count as being in light cover even if you aren't sheltered by a piece of scenery.
Wow. So that's basically a +1 to your AC at all time for like the first 4 rounds.
For the first 4 rounds.
That is honestly pretty good.
Living Fortress, excluding damage from falls, explosions, or statuses, all direct damage you take is reduced by -1, minimum of 1. The effects of Living Fortress stack with your other protection.
Salvo. Designate up to 3 visible targets within firing range. Deal direct damage equal to your weapon's damage to each of them. Wow.
Up to 3 ammo, 1 ammo per designated target, but it takes 2 SP.
That's true, but you get to deal 6 damage to 3 people without having to roll, which is pretty nice.
Oh, absolutely. Where the fuck is SP? I'm trying to find that. Where do you have total SP is more like I'm trying to figure out. Okay, I don't particularly like this health system right here.
Yeah.
I'd rather do numbers than boxes. Like
yeah, I think they're trying to make it like the game, so that way you tick it down. Like you're supposed to start from the right and take it down to the left.
Yeah, but that's gonna get so faded with like old pencil marks.
Yeah.
I guess if you did like a PDF of this and you like checked the boxes and all that, sure, I guess, but like,
I still don't see. I'm looking for the SP on here. I'm not seeing it. Like I see everything else, unless it's. I think you get 4 by default. I don't remember. I'll have to look at that later.
I'll scroll up real quick. It's weird that there's not like a spot for you to put like how much SP you have. Like that's
right. It's a little odd.
I hope that gets fixed later on. I'm just scrolling back up and looking for it. And I must have passed it at some point. Like you can recover SP, but again, they don't seem to show where SP is. I'll Are they is it specialist points?
I believe so, yeah.
No. Mission parameters deck grants 4 SP per card drawn.
But that doesn't.
That. Oh, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah, I don't.
All right, let's.
It might be. Wait, hold on. Depend on our shared between all. What? The division's taxes and maneuvers depend on spending strategy points and are shared between all agents.
Wait, strategy points are shared?
Oh,
I don't.
That doesn't make
I
any.
don't agree with that.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I'm gonna go DM discretion and say no. No, I am. Unless I'll test it. I'm just gonna do each person has their own SP, because I feel like having SP be shared is fucking dumb.
I could see a system like where you can give someone SP for, you know, like a limited amount, but why having them share it?
Yeah, that I do not like that.
Yeah, I don't
No.
either. Especially since we don't know how much they're supposed to get. It doesn't say. On maneuvers.
I'm not too particular about this. Like, don't get me wrong, the sheet looks cool. I don't necessarily know how to feel about the honorable acts, dishonorable acts. I feel like that's probably going to be flavor.
It looks like it. I don't. The three boxes near honorable acts is kind of what confuses me though, because like, what does that mean? Why do we need boxes if it's just flavor?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean,
Maybe it'll get explained more in the books.
I hope so. I mean, it probably will. Trauma, that makes sense. Health. I don't know what this.
I will say, like, some of the choices made for this is definitely questionable.
Yeah. Also having this weird integrity thing on the sheet and then not explaining what this means is a choice.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's the best choice, but it is a choice, sure. You know, I'm gonna be honest. For this being a D10, they do kind of complicate this a little bit.
A little bit. I feel like
it's
there's a lot to be excited for. I think there is like some things that could have tweaked and like presented differently.
okay. I say a little bit because have you seen what the character sheet for Call of Cthulhu looks like?
It has been a hot minute.
It's been a hot minute, and I'm gonna tell you right now, that one is not nearly as bad as Mutants in the Now. I like Mutants in the Now, but god damn is that one fucking complicated as shit.
Character sheet.
Like, feel free to search it up at some point and take a look. You'll be like,
Oh.
Like, even making a character is like a whole adventure.
Oh my god, am I going to the doctor's office? What the fuck is this?
You see what I mean now?
Oh, this reminds me of like the old third edition. Oh my god. This is. I gotta stop looking at this. I'm already getting a headache just looking at it.
Which one were you looking at? Call of Cthulhu or Mutants in the Now?
Mutants in the Now.
Yeah. You see now why I say a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. Ugh.
Like, this is definitely not a typical TTRPG system. This is something
like I don't know what to draw my eyes to. Like, what is like the main things to look at? There's every time I look somewhere, there's something else that looks important.
It's like, oh my god, it's so overwhelming.
Jesus Christ! Yeah, I'm gonna look away from that.
Yeah, I will say, like, the skills thing, sure, I can agree with that. The traits, simplified, but fair enough, I guess. Talents, okay, sure. Maneuvers, absolutely, I can understand that. Specialization, it's a little vague, but otherwise it's not the worst. Belief feels kind of unnecessary. Belief might fall into resilience though.
Maybe
is what I'm thinking. Maybe after you you know what I'm thinking? Maybe it's with enough honorable acts, it actually gives you integrity.
Could.
Yeah, because I'm thinking like Exalted. First maneuver takes 1 less SP, which I mean, shit. If you're doing emergency patch up, that's free. That's just fucking free.
Right.
Which is just you heal your allies for 2 health points. Cool.
Also, I know I've said this before, I'm gonna say it again. Very weird choice to give just why do some of these only have pistols? Like, why would a medic only have a pistol? Like, why would they not at least have a submachine gun or something? Why do they?
Because their backpack is full of medkits.
Also, I do notice that you can only have 2 weapons instead of 3, so that stops the long range, medium range pistol thing that we were talking about earlier.
There you go. Yep. I don't know how to feel about that, but to be fair, in Div 1 and 2, you'd have 2 main weapons and then a sidearm.
Right. I feel like
so I don't know if I'm gonna follow the whole rule of, only 2 weapons. I guess it makes sense, because that would be fucking broken as a TTRPG standpoint.
Right.
But in terms of like storytelling and like lore wise, that makes 0 sense.
Yeah, I think this is mainly to prevent like everyone taking long range weapons, just sitting outside of their range behind cover, and then basically never getting hit, and then just moving in close only when you have to, essentially.
I guess.
Like, because from a I don't know. I think from a balancing perspective.
Hang on a sec. I'm realizing something a little off here. Where's the shade tech?
That is.
You what?
That is a good question.
There is no shade tech. Really?
Unless they put it under miscellaneous. Gadgets. Kind of.
Yeah,
weird.
but like, why do none of these example agents have any?
Probably because they're not anywhere in the quick start guide itself, which is again weird choice. But
that's an interesting choice. It's the good thing. The one thing about the Division I usually think of is the fucking gadgets.
Yeah. I mean, you could make the argument that maybe they just wanted to boil it down to like simple stuff, but I mean, it's a very weird choice to not have shade tech.
Or shed tech.
Yeah, but I think you don't run into you only run to like basic enforcers and like a couple cleaners. So, like I guess they're just like, well, you're not gonna need them. Be my guess. I don't know.
I don't know. I still feel like that makes no sense, but whatever, I guess.
Emergency patch up. Designate up to 3 visible allied targets within short range. Each target regains 2 health points. Nice. Let's see. Fortified positions. When you and your allies, agents, and NPCs within 3 hexes take cover, your cover always counts as heavy, even if it's light.
Oh, take a look at the maneuver target acquired.
That's just always active. That's just awesome. Again, only have a pistol though, not sure why. Designate a visible target on the battlefield for the next 2 rounds. Whenever the target takes damage, they take an additional +2. Jesus. It's for like everyone.
Yeah, so that is already like 1/8 of their health already fucking gone.
Yeah, and that's like that.
And
that's not
if
just
they take damage.
Yeah.
So at the least they lose at least 7/10 or 3/10 of their health.
God damn.
No, wait, hang on. Wait. Yeah, four damage with pistol plus 2, that's 6. That already deals half their fucking health.
Yeah,
That's health. That's half their health bar just kissed goodbye.
oh yeah. Yeah, that is that especially when you have multiple people firing, that's gonna be a pretty good pretty good ability.
I'm gonna check out the others real quick. Emergency patch up, we already saw that. Requires a shield. You stand still and raise your shield. Does the shield have its own health?
I don't think so.
It says 3, but no. Although that feels a little off because
I think you can be broken if you hit 0 and you roll on the trauma thing, but
maybe.
Until you...
The only one who gets any sort of shade tech is just the one with the shield.
Right, because that's like simple enough to... It's a shield. It you know.
Yeah. Salvo doesn't have to 3 visible targets. Deal direct damage equal to your weapon's damage for each of them. Yeah, that's 6 health. So, if you work with the goddamn if you work with the one that has target, was it target spotted, target visible? What?
Yeah.
Target acquired. Yeah, you just kill them.
You just deal a guaranteed 8 damage. Jesus.
Yeah. Well, no, it's not. Well, one of them is guaranteed. Like, it's guaranteed 2 damage. Well, no, guaranteed 6 damage.
I think, I definitely think that groups will want to kind of talk amongst each other and figure out what they're wanting to do and kind of like build the best cohesive team that they can, because there's like a lot of like synergy stuff here.
Absolutely.
So that makes me pretty excited for that, even if some of the decisions are a bit wonky.
Decisions?
Decisions? But so my final thoughts on all of this is that it's something I'm very excited for. It's something that there's a lot of good ideas that I definitely appreciate. There is some that kind of, could be either tweaked or hopefully will be expanded upon in the full release of the books. And there's some stuff that's just like, no, we're gonna have to like homebrew that or something, because it just doesn't make sense. But honestly, I'm pretty excited for it. I think it has good potential. I think it'll be fun. And I'm really excited to see what they come out with, both for the Kickstarter and for just when it's out in general. Mocha, what do you have to say?
Well, first of all, my internet came back.
Oh, hell yeah.
Lol.
Lamau.
Second off, in terms of this, it's a pretty decent quick start. It gives quite a few things, but in terms of like, explaining the character sheet, it does.
Oh, it absolutely does not explain the character sheet at all.
I guess the belief system and all that will be sort of, talked about more if it's still in.
Yeah.
Shade Tech not being a thing in the quick start is, I'm not gonna lie, kind of fucking me up. So I might, if I do the Ashes of Murray Hill, I'm probably gonna homebrew at least one gadget.
Besides the shield?
Besides the shield, because I think actually because it says with shield, but it doesn't say they have a shield. So I'm just gonna say that their gadget is the shield.
Good night, folks. Hope you all sleep well.
I just feel like that makes sense.
Good night, Ratman. Yeah, I agree. I mean, like you could have riot foam, which is pretty much just, you know, reduces.
I feel like if I was to give Shade Tag to any of them, for the one that has tripod, I would probably just give them pulse.
Yeah. Have them do like
So-
what, like additional damage or something.
I was thinking lower difficulty, class by 1.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. And if they're, I was gonna say if they're behind like light cover or like, you know, quote unquote plywood, it would just negate that +1 that the enemy has.
Right. I think the medic
Or-
could do either the healing chem launcher or a or the
It's probably gonna
support
be the
station.
first aid. It's either I'm either gonna put support station. Support station might honestly trivialize it though. If I was to do the healer, I might honestly just do like a first, like quote unquote first aid kit, because med kits are in this game, but first aid kits are a different shade tech.
Right.
So I might do first aid kit, and I think what's their medical for? I think I would have the first aid kit heal. What's the med kit heal? That heals 5?
In the TTRPG.
Not- Yeah,
Yeah, medkit deals 5.
heals 5. Okay, and maybe I'll have the first aid kit heal either 4 or 3. Because med kits, they're one-time use, but I think like a first aid kit, since it does recover after a while, it would make sense to lower the healing for that.
Oh, okay, yeah. So like you get healed less, but like you can use it multiple times. So it's not okay. I get what you're saying now.
Yeah, it's like it's on a cooldown.
Yeah.
Let's talk about let me see. The one who uses salvo. What do you use? Assault rifle, pistol. Designate up to 3 visible targets within a firing range. Deal direct damage equal to your weapon's damage. What would I give them?
A drone?
Turret.
Either
Oh,
turret or a
turret.
drone.
Since this one seems to more align with Div 1 for the moment, I'm more focusing on just
Turret.
Div 1 shade
Okay,
tech.
yeah, so-
It would probably be turret.
Turret, yeah.
And I think turret is basically just gonna be like, you place it down, you can have it focus on one enemy, and it makes a roll to shoot that enemy.
Well, would you be able to like throw it like how you can in the game, like a certain?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yep. And I'd say the turret would last 5-6 rounds maybe before it just,
Right.
unless the enemy shoot it enough and kill it.
Right.
Living Fortress. You already have a riot shield. You don't need a second one.
Yeah, you
The
already
medic
got
already
shit
has
sick.
one. Designate a visible target on the battlefield for the next 2 rounds. Whenever the target takes damage, they take an additional +2 damage. What would I give you? What do you? You're a tactician. Shit. I feel like. Hang on. Div 1.
I always forget.
skills.
Well,
Yeah,
shit.
it's been a while since I've touched Division 1,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna look real quick.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
Skills. I think maybe what I might do for them is maybe a sticky bomb.
It'll work.
a sticky bomb or mayhaps a seeker mine.
I like that. Because, I mean, the tactician already is just... They're pretty good already without shade tech. Oh my gosh.
I might offer one more thing, and that would probably be smart cover.
Ooh, smart cover could work because they already focus on their 45 positions, so that could feed into it.
Yeah. So what I might do with smart cover is, and let's presume that you can do enhancements with gadgets because you can in Div 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do smart cover. So a regular smart cover gives we'll be nice here and say +1 +1 for your difficulty level. Like it takes a bigger roll against you to get hit.
Right.
But let's say you get the enhancement that allows you to heal. I would probably say +1 to your difficulty level and 1 healing per round.
Yeah.
And I'd say the smart cover lasts 4 rounds, 4 or 5 rounds. I'd probably workshop that.
Right. Yeah, that's not bad.
This is what I love about being a perspective DM is like I can like sort of fuck around with this and just see what would be fun.
I agree. I've been trying to like go back and forth between like player and kind of like GM thought. So I've been able to kind of look at this from both perspectives. So it's definitely been interesting to look at both sides of the argument here.
How does it feel to be talking for 4-ish fucking hours, 5 hours, and not playing a single game?
I didn't think it was going to take this long, but I mean, I've been pretty excited to.
It is an 84-page fucking PDF.
That's true, and that's even skipping over the 20-some pages of lore.
Yeah. Yep.
And skipping over roughly the mission, even though I kind of gave a very brief rundown of it. Just
looking over this has been very interesting. I will say some of the decisions they've made with this have been questionable. Decision? Yeah. They've been questionable. I'll say that much.
Yeah.
For the most part, this works pretty well. It's definitely not that bad. I can somewhat wrap my head around this. Like I said, the only one that really doesn't make sense is belief.
Yeah, that and like the integrity thing, which they don't like mention that at all.
They don't, but what I would probably do is, if I was to do it, and I will say that belief and integrity probably will not come into play during the quick start.
Probably.
Because it's one mission.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in the official release, it's gonna have 13 missions, so you're probably gonna have a lot more opportunity for honorable acts, dishonorable acts, integrity, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, and that's not including, whatever your GM decides to, homebrew essentially. So
now, what I find hilarious is wavering support grant / gifts 0. Huh?
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
Like, oh wait, does that mean that like you're like if someone gives you support, that you're just kind of like so done with everything? You're just it doesn't like the support, instead of giving you +1 +D10, it just doesn't give you anything. I think that's what that means.
Ally maneuver target. Oh, okay. All right. Okay, I see. So it's a sliding scale.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes so much sense now. Because honorable acts, dishonorable acts. Like, let's just assume that it's just you're balanced.
Right.
An honorable act will put you to strengthened, but if you get a dishonorable act shortly after, you just go back to balanced.
Right.
That actually makes so much sense now. Okay, I'm kind of fucking with this. I get it. It took a little bit. Don't know what the fuck principle means in the belief, but whatever. I get it.
Yeah.
I fuck with this. I'm still probably gonna give a gadget to each one though, and I'll probably just offer some choices.
Right.
But yeah, not bad. Not bad.
Not bad at all. I mean, other than a few kind of like questionable things that aren't really too big in the grand scheme of things. Honestly,
Yeah.
like I said, I'm
Just
still excited for it, and I'm eager to see. Yeah, I'm eager to see the Kickstarter, and I'm even more eager to play it whenever it comes out.
I will definitely see about picking this up and grabbing the coordinator's guide ASAP.
Hell yeah.
It's going to be interesting trying to run this as a virtual tabletop, because there's not much I can think of that actually does hex, unless maybe Roll20 does it, but I'll be honest.
Right.
I don't know if they do.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. We might fuck with this later on down the line before it gets fully released. And that one's probably going to be off stream.
Oh yeah, for sure. But this has been a lot of fun, just looking at it, discussing it, yapping about it.
Understandable.
Ugh. I've been wanting to talk about this for pretty much all day, and
It's for anyone who knows this. This is Jay's Pepe Sylvia.
oh yeah, yep.
Can I talk to you about the mail? I've been dying to talk about the mail with you all day long. Jesus Christ, Jay!
I was like right after they dropped the update, I was like, guys, it's like I spent the last 2 hours of work just reading this.
This is his brain rot, folks.
It's you have gotten me hooked on Division. This is your fault.
I'm not sorry. I'm absolutely not sorry. This was worth it.
It was, but
Meanwhile, Joseph's there like, I don't even know what the fuck I listened to. Y'all sound like gibberish to me.
I don't even know why you all asked me to be here.
I can't believe it. I'm losing to a rug.
I said like two things an hour and a half ago.
He's still alive, Chozo.
I heard his chair squeak. Well. Awa. Well, this has been Awa. He's alive.
He's alive. Wow.
This is
Barely.
this has been a very fun time. Thanks for the both of you for sitting down and Chozo listening to me to yap about this, and Mocha actively yapping with me about this.
Awa.
I fucking love tabletop games.
I could fucking tell. You love tabletop and you love Division, so this is kind of like, this is your brain rot, quite literally.
Oh, it is. It is. I've been thinking about this nonstop since I first heard about this, but
you have no idea. He was vibrating at the thought. As soon as I told him that, Division tabletop was like a thing, and it was like showed off at the Steam store, he was like, "Oh."
Thank you, Charismatic Canine, for the follow. Thank you.
Big H.
Okay. All right. We are going to, even though I could talk more about this for ever.
You need sleep because you work tomorrow.
Yes. Unfortunately, I have to sleep.
So do you really?
Yes.
It
Yes.
doesn't feel like you do.
I mean, I do. I am a mortal being after all.
You're a mortal bean.
A mortal being. Now, let's see. Who?
Yeah, this was absolutely a time.
Absolutely. Let's
All
see.
right.
Is there anyone that we can hoot? Is there anyone? Division. I want to play Div 2. I mean, there's clearly people playing Div 2, but
What if you decided to rate someone who is streaming Resurgence?
is anyone even streaming Resurgence right now? Is that even a thing?
I believe it is actually.
Holy
hang
shit,
on.
it is. It's only got 225 viewers, Jesus. It just came
That
out.
sounds about right. I mean, yeah.
Is that the game as a whole?
On Twitch.
On Twitch, yeah.
Jeez. Oof. I know it's mobile and all, but still, new release. First new Div release in 7 years. We could have had the Division Heartland, but no.
Holy shit. That is so funny.
What?
I found a guy playing Resurgence that used the pit crew. You remember that old human avatar that I had? Someone in Division
Kinda.
Resurgence is using the same exact one that I used. That is
What's
fucking,
the other name?
Hey Bugsy. It's so,
Oh my god, I see it.
that is
that's
that
uncanny.
is one.
Hang on, I have to.
That's 1 to
That
1.
is the
Oh my
exact
god.
same fucking one.
Wait, I have to see it now. I have to find it.
Oh,
It's not a PNG tuber, but it may as well be.
oh,
Oh, the profile pic. Yep.
Yeah.
I just saw it.
that is so funny.
Is that who you're raiding?
Oh,
Is not. Yeah, it's not PNG tour, but yeah, that is definitely the profile pic. That's crazy.
that is funny.
There is a lot of stuff on their screen. Holy crap! I can barely
Yeah.
even see the gameplay footage.
Yeah,
I see more ad than gameplay. I'll be honest.
Seriously.
yeah, I'm not gonna raid them. I just
Oh, this is
I
a
was just-
rerun.
I was just looking through it and I was like, God, that is.
Yeah, this isn't even a stream. This is a rerun, apparently. Why isn't it marked as a rerun on Twitch?
Well, if
Yeah, I
either.
just noticed.
Hmm.
Did you pat 4 minutes ago? Because Charismatic Canine redeemed it.
I'm so sorry, Charismatic Canine. I forgot. Pat the button is not working. I have to
He failed
manually.
you.
I have to manually do it.
He has to pat himself.
Do either of you have a recommendation for? It did work. What? Okay.
Hang on. I have to test it and see. Well, I can't even redeem it. Oh, it must be on
Canine
cooldown.
just redeemed it.
It does.
Oh wow!
It. Oh God, what the fuck?
It just magically. That's because you got a new follower. New follower unbroke the redeem.
Yep, there you go. It does work.
I don't. Okay.
Lol.
J Awa.
Do either one of you have recommendations for?
Oh no. What is that title?
Hmm.
Hang on. I'm gonna send you this. Here, just give me the title.
I don't see it.
Oh, it's because I sent it to Jay. Hang on, I'll send it to you as well.
Oh.
This is a title.
Online Walmart edition. Huh?
Well, you know what? Fuck it. good enough. It's all we're going to online Walmart because I don't have anyone else, and I am.
So there are a lot of overlapping voices on that stream right now. That was a lot, even with the volume as low as it is.
All right, we thank you all so much for listening to me yap for 3.5 hours about this. It could easily have been 5 if I really wanted to, but I need to go to bed.
Have a good night.
It's nice to meet you. It's nice to meet you as well. And for anyone, if I do have a Discord if anyone wants to join. I beat you
I
to
knew
it.
it was coming, you still beat me to it. I'm too tired.
I feel that. We got a lot of fun stuff. Night. Also helps for announcements and stuff. I usually do pretty much all there because I don't use Twitter or anything because Twitter is that. But
Twitter.
But thank you all so very much. I appreciate each and every one of you. I will see you all on Friday. I don't know what we're doing, but we'll figure it out. Until then,
Have a good night.
you all have a great night.
See you all.
Awa.
Awa.